Yeah, so then when I was making my purchase, I
Welcome
decided I
back,
wanted to buy more.
everybody, to
Hello!
another Prime Day. We're here. We've got a big day planned. We have a new host here.
Brand new.
Brand
Today's
new,
my
never
first
before.
day at Elgato, everyone. Oh my god, I'm so happy to be
You got the
here.
newbie Elgato hat. What do we call new Elgato people? Creators? No, that's way too cheesy.
We'll work on that.
All right.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to day 3 of our Prime Days streams. Today, we're going to be talking about camera, video, key light, prompter. Prompter? I know some of you guys have been thinking about getting a prompter. You right there. I'm pointing at you. Know who I'm talking about. You've been thinking about it. So hello, everybody. Hope you guys have been enjoying the streams this week. You may notice I have a really cool hat on. I'll talk about that in just a bit. We'll have some cool stuff, I think, to showcase.
Is it new?
I didn't tell Phil about this, so
No.
we're going to see his live reactions. But yeah, well, today, we're talking about video. Our Prime Day deals continue. So if you haven't shopped the Prime Day deals yet, make sure to go to Elgato.com. We have all the information on the deals that we're running in your region. So you can just check it out there. It's the full list of Elgato deals. So if there's any questions you have, anything that you want to see, make sure to go to Elgato.com to see that. If you guys have made your Prime Day purchases, we do have a channel point redeem. So if you guys have made your purchases, open the channel points, redeem on Twitch, and you're going to see something new there. Got it on Prime Day. So if you press that and redeem it, if you bought something, then you'll see a little pop-up right up here with your username. So I'm excited to see the first one go through.
And if you watch for 3 hours or more, you also get a Prime Day, a special badge that's only active this week. So you have to watch for just about 3 hours. I'm sure many of you already have it. If you're coming and watching, this is going to be the 3rd day already, or I guess it's technically the 2nd day that the badge is active. But yeah, if you watch for 3 hours, you'll get that exclusive Prime Day chat badge that you can activate.
Hey, Elias
and
shopped Prime Day deals. Love to see it.
Elias, what did you get?
Yeah, what'd you get? This is a quiz now.
Yeah.
What'd you get?
That's also going to be a thing. If you redeem it and you say you bought something on Prime Day, you also have to post in chat
receipts.
what you got. Yeah.
Receipts.
We're going to need to see some evidence here, some proof, because otherwise,
Lightning? What'd you get, Lightning?
You know what it says on this piece of paper right here? Actually, read. If they do not tell us what they purchased for Prime Day, they get a temporary timeout in chat.
What?
That's crazy. It says it right. Do you see that?
It says introductions. Do you know how to read, Phil?
No, it says it right here.
No, it says introductions. Prime Day hype.
Oh, that's what that says. I thought that says something else. Okay. Well, speaking of Prime Day and hype, we also have one more thing, and this actually, well, it's somewhere on this piece of paper. It says we're doing a giveaway, right?
Yeah, today we will be doing a giveaway for a Facecam Mark II, which is my favorite webcam. I'm going to talk a lot about it today for sure. That is by far my favorite webcam. We're going to show it live today, so definitely make sure to stay tuned. And then we'll also have some partner videos throughout the day too about the different products we're talking about, so you can see it in all sorts of different setups and all sorts of different use cases. Phil may be smart, but he can't read. Isn't that
Wait,
wild?
That's Sean. He's right behind the camera here. Sean, you got to back that. You gonna back that up with something?
I bought the Elgato Wave Mic Arm Pro. I'd love to see it. Cozy. That's awesome.
Very cool. So yeah, definitely let us know if you did get something for Prime Day. If you picked up either a capture card or a Stream Deck. We talked all about Stream Deck yesterday. We talked all about audio on Monday. So if you got a new microphone like Wave Neo or Wave DX, let us know. What did you get?
Yeah. You were caught in enhanced broadcasting.
Enhanced broadcast, 1440p, 60, 10 megabit per second, HEVC.
We caught you.
That's crazy.
But did you know that later this year you can catch your friends in 4K with 4KX when you play GTA 6? What a
single
segue.
Player, you can catch
in
yourself.
single player eventually whenever multiplayer is available?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Tell me about that, Phil. What's up?
Right,
What's up with GTA 6? Did you get yours?
You already know. Actually, I did not pre-order yet. Did you already pre-order?
No, I'm a physical copy person.
Oh, so you're going to wait? Okay.
Yeah.
I am, yeah.
Exactly. My physical disc for my digital code.
Quite excited for that game.
Yeah.
It's going to be single player only at the beginning, though. And something to think about is that it's only coming out on console. And if you do want the best stream quality, if you want the best recording quality, you're going to need a capture card. And it just so happens that we have our 4K X on sale. In fact, our entire capture lineup is on sale right now. However, our 4K X is on sale, which is pretty much the best option you have for GTA 6. So it supports 4K 120 pass through, 4K 120 capture even in SDR, or you can do 1440p 60 with HDR capture. It also has a port for chat link, so that way when GTA Online comes out, you can also use a chat link Pro there, and you can chat with your friends. You can capture the game sound. You can capture your party or lobby chat as well. So something to think about is getting ready for that now. And again, our whole capture lineup is on sale, so there's
Yeah.
also
Wait,
some
I'm
other
getting a phone
options. But
call. Hold on. Hello? 4KX is on sale? I'm gonna play GTA 6 later this year. Should I buy that one?
you should
Yeah.
buy that one.
I'm talking to Phil on the phone. Yeah, he said to buy that one. All right, I'm gonna buy my 4KX. We're so back, chat. So yeah,
Awesome.
if you are interested in streaming and recording your GTA 6 gameplay later this year, in theory, yeah, you can stream and record on your console, but the best quality that you can get is with 4KX. So yeah,
Let's
shall we
take
check out the
a
deals?
let's generally just go over
Let's
all the
just check
deals.
them
Let's
out.
take a look here. So, of course, it's Amazon Prime Day, but the little secret that we have is the best place to find the deals and the easiest one to get an overview is just by going to Elgato.com. On our main page, you don't even need to go anywhere special. You'll just see it right on the main page here. It'll bring you right to the deals. You'll, of course, be able to select your region. It should set it automatically, but you can also change it if you are watching from a different region right now. And then you'll see our featured deals right away. Of course, Prompter is 35% off right now. So if you do want to get that and pick it up, you can just click on Get on Amazon and you'll see it here. That brings it from, wow, it's almost $100 off. You know what's crazy? You could buy the Prompter and then also buy GTA and you'd come out at just about the same amount. But yeah, you can get the Prompter here for $200, which is a incredible deal. And we'll be talking all about that as well as Elgato Studio 2.0 coming into beta very soon. So stay tuned for that. We have Stream Deck Mark II here. We talked all about Stream Deck yesterday, so if you're interested in learning more about it, you can, of course, go back and watch that stream. And if you want to make that purchase, just head over to Amazon here, where you can get it for $113. This might also be one of the lowest prices I've ever seen for a Stream Deck Mark II with
It's a
15
really
keys.
good deal.
It's a
Yeah.
really good deal here, 24% off. That is fantastic. Then, as we were just talking about, you have 4KX. You can get 30% off, which brings it down from 250 down to just $180, so minus 28% on that price there. So 4KX, again, you can capture, you can pass through, you can input 4K 120 from your PS5 or PS5 Pro, your Xbox Series X, and you can capture that in also 4K 120 if you want to. If you have a PC, it even does up to 4K 144. It's ultra low latency. It works directly in OBS. It's plug and play, like no drivers, no software needed technically. So you just plug it in. You can bring it right into OBS, right into Meld Studio, or any other software that you use. In fact, even Discord. Did you know that Discord has capture card streaming? So if you want to just share it with your friends, then you can do that as well. So 4KX is going to be the top choice and our top recommendation if you do have a PS5, PS5 Pro, or an Xbox Series X. And again, especially for this awesome slate of games coming out. There's more besides just GTA, by the way. That it's an exciting year for gaming in general. So with 4KX, you can capture that best. Then we also have Stream Deck Plus. Of course, this is going to be the best way to control your entire broadcast setup. And you can get that for 25% off here. We have Stream Deck Plus in black and in white. Our featured deal is going to be this black one here, so you can get it for just $140 or $142. So if you are thinking about, maybe you get the Stream Deck Mark II or the Stream Deck Plus, right, for $20 more, you can get that Stream Deck Plus. I'd also argue that's a pretty good upgrade, pretty good value there. You get those 8 keys, of course, that touch strip, and also those 4 dials, which are really great for controlling things like audio or anything that has to be more dynamic, right? Maybe a camera zoom, a pan and tilt. If you're doing, let's say, graphic design or art, you can increase and decrease your brush size, select layers, all sorts of cool stuff with those dials.
My favorite is prompter control. So if you're
Yep,
grabbing a
scrolling
prompter,
script.
get Stream Deck Plus.
Yeah, and maybe we can even show that today.
Yeah, we
how
will.
how that works. So those are our featured deals. Of course, there's many, many more. In fact, we'd probably spend just 2 hours talking about just all the deals. So I'm going to skim over these very quickly. We've got deals on almost every single Stream Deck. So we have Stream Deck Mark II in black and white for 25% off. We've got Stream Deck Plus in black and white for 25. We've got Stream Deck XL with 32 keys, also up to 25%, and Stream Deck Mini up to 25% for 6 keys there. Then at the bottom here, we have Stream Deck Neo up to 35% off. This brings it down to, and this is just incredible, $66. So you can get a Stream Deck Neo with 8 keys, those 2 touch points for just $66. There's also Stream Deck Pedal, which is awesome for push to talk, push to mute, that sort of thing. Then we have Prompter. That's what we're going to be talking about today. You can get Prompter by itself. There's also some bundles at the bottom of the page here, but you can get Prompter by itself for 35% off for, again, that just $203 amount. Then you have the capture cards. Again, our entire capture lineup is on sale. You've got 4K-S for 30%, 4K-X for up to 30%, 4K Pro, that's if you want even higher end 4K HDR capture, then you can get the 4K Pro for up to 25% off, and Camlink 4K for taking virtually any camera that's out there and turning that into a webcam that you can then use to stream or record, or if you just, hop in video calls all day, you can do that as well. We talked about our microphone arms on Monday. We've got a couple great deals here on those as well. Wave Mic Arm Pro in white and black. Wave Mic Arm LP here in white as well, up to 30% off. We've got Wave Mic Arm LP in black, and then Wave Mic Arm Mark II. So check back on the VOD on Monday, or just look for information online because it's all out there. Then we have mic deals. So we have Wave Neo up to 35% off, and Wave DX. Now, if you like the sound, if you like what you're hearing right now, this is Wave DX going through a Wave XLR Pro.
We actually did get a question, by the way.
We did?
Yeah,
oh, yeah,
loving the sound of these mics. Which one are they?
So this is going to be Wave DX right here. That's this one. It's going through a Wave XLR Pro. In fact, the only effects that we have on here, so there's no software effects at all. The only effects we have on are the expander and voice tune, which are features in the WaveFX processor. That's not only on the Wave XLR Pro, but also on the Wave XLR Mark II and the XLR dock. Cool little tidbit there. If you're interested in learning more about that, on the Brett actually talked about it. We just released a video yesterday talking about how you can set up and what the WaveFX DSP effects do. So everything from the expander to voice tune, the EQ, and more. So again, if you like the sound, this is Wave DX going through a Wave XLR Pro, which features WaveFX processing. All of this is being done in hardware in real time, and we now have a video covering all of these different effects and how to use them. So you can save 35% on Wave DX, which brings it down to also just $66. There are many who say that this sounds just as good, if not better, in certain cases than even quite popular mics like the SM7B. So. Yeah, Wave DX is awesome. We also have Wave Neo. It's a USB mic. This is a great entry-level microphone to just get you started if you're looking to take it to the, take that next step from, say, a laptop microphone or maybe a headset mic, something like that. Then we have cameras. We're going to talk all about cameras today, but of course, here's a little preview of these deals. We've got 25% off Facecam 4K. In fact, well, I actually closed the software, so we'll talk about that later. I was going to see if I could pull it up, but yeah, we have Facecam 4K, which I can bring into.
I was having it like peek over the side, like Wally,
like the. Then we have Facecam Mark II, which Brito said is her favorite of our webcam lineup, and this is also the one that we're giving away later in the stream today. You can also just save. You can guarantee yourself a Facecam Mark II and save 35%. Today, you can get it for just $94 or $95 here. This is a really fantastic looking 1080p 60 webcam, super smooth, great colors, great low light performance, really, really good there. And yeah, you save 32% on that.
This is such a good price.
It really is. Then we have Facecam Neo. This is a great entry-level option. It pairs also wonderfully with the Wave Neo microphone. You can save up to 25%. It's also 1080p 60 here. And it just also looks great. And oh my gosh, $38, that's almost like a steal. Like you might as well just get it.
Just put this in your pocket. If
yeah,
you're going to steal it anyways, just take
like
it.
if you see it somewhere, just, all right, here, I'm going to take this with me. Put the webcam in the bag, bro.
Just put the webcam in the bag.
Just put the webcam in the cart.
Hey.
Just put the webcam in the cart, all right? So yeah, that is the Facecam Neo, and you'll see that today. Then we have lights, which we're also going to talk about. Of course, we have our tried and true, our staple, the key light, up to 25% off. You can see those are actually the lights behind me. So we've got one of them, and then there's another one behind Burrito. These things get incredibly bright. They come with a clamp mount. They're Wi-Fi controlled. These things are, I mean, they changed the game for lighting for creators. Now you see a bunch of copycats pop-ups popping up everywhere, all of that. But this is really what set the standard for creator lighting in a desk setup. And it is still a fantastic light today. And you can get it for just $135. So that's going to be the key light. And we also have key light Neo here. Let's see, we have the stand. Where's the actual key light Neo? Did that disappear? Oh, maybe it did. Interesting.
Maybe it's sold out.
Maybe it's
I'll
sold
check it
out.
out. Maybe Jasmine or someone can check on that and let us know.
But if you want to get a stand, you also can get a stand for key
Well,
light
you can
Neo.
use that for the webcams too.
You can, absolutely,
Yeah.
and we can show that also. But there's a desk stand here that you can just put on your table or on your desk, and then we also have a clamp version of that stand.
Yeah, and those also came out after Key Light's Neo.
They
So if you
did.
guys have a Key Light Neo and you're like, oh, you know what, monitor mounting was great, but now I want like a dedicated stand for it, check out the stand.
Let's see here. Do we
You
have
can't.
it?
You don't trust
Oh.
Jasmine. Jasmine's gonna report back. Don't worry.
It's right there. Look.
Oh,
my God.
$42.
Oh
This
my
was
gosh.
maybe they didn't put it because that's too much.
Yeah, maybe our team doesn't
This
want us to show
too
this,
much.
but all right, that's
Web team
oh
like,
my
no,
God.
Phil, please.
Might as well just make it 100% off at this point.
Yeah,
again,
you
like,
just round up
at that price.
Yeah.
So wait, you can get a key light Neo and a Facecam Neo for like under $100.
That's insane.
That's actually a really good deal, guys.
That is,
dang, okay.
if you know someone who's been wanting to get into streaming, or maybe someone who takes a lot of video calls, like send the links right
Yeah.
now. Good gift. By
Wait,
the
hang
way.
on. And if you apply for the Amazon Visa, you get 50% off, so you can literally get it for free.
No.
So I'm not saying apply for a credit card,
Don't.
but yeah, it sounds like you might be able to do that. Yeah, it literally says, look, -4, it pays 0 upon approval. You could get it for free. Wait, and then the trick is you cancel the card after a
No.
year.
Oh my. No, don't do that.
Okay,
guys.
this is not
Chat,
financial
don't
advice. Do
listen to
not
him.
follow what. Do not say or not. Do not do what I'm.
He does
talking
not.
About.
He's not a points maxer. Okay, don't trust this guy.
But okay, that's cool. So yeah, that's Key Light Neo. We also have Embrace. That's the chair
Wait.
that I'm sitting on.
Well, that's a nice chair you're sitting on.
Have you tried it?
Have you tried it?
Well, I've actually tried the last couple days.
Oh, really?
Well,
'Cause
did you
I'm
try
trying
the-
it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nice.
Have you tried the like height
Did
adjustment?
you know it has a movable headrest?
I did not.
And 4D armrests? Bro, 3D wasn't enough for these armrests. They went 4D.
These are Dolby
We're in
armrests.
4 dimensions.
These are Dolby.
Could you
Don't
imagine
sue
just
us,
having that
Dolby.
on the box? Just like Dolby.
Dolby Atmos armrests.
Yeah.
But yes,
Legal wouldn't like
everything is
that.
fully adjustable. It's got that waterfall edge, so that way it doesn't like pinch your nerves when
Yeah.
you're sitting. It's super comfortable. Again, we're using these chairs. We've been using them for pretty much every live stream. Well, not just pretty much every single live stream that you've seen us do since we launched it. We're using Embrace here, so
Yep.
it is very, very comfortable.
Yep, 100%. Long streaming sessions that are what we do here. And yeah, it's very, very comfortable.
So you can get that for 20% off.
You know, there's only one chair more comfortable than Embrace, and it's my 25-year-old IKEA chair. That's it. That's the only chair. Every other chair is less comfortable than Embrace.
I feel like that has what is it, nostalgia? Like that has
no,
the
it's just
nostalgia comfort
it's just
built in.
it's well, not built in, broken in
broken in,
and
yeah.
broken, but that's okay.
And broken.
Maybe I need an Embrace. Maybe I need to get
Maybe
this
you
deal.
do need to embrace here, and you could save 16% right now and
Oh,
get it for
whoa.
just $420. So yeah, that's Embrace here. Let's see, what else do we have? And then we actually get to some bundles. So listen up real quick. If you want these bundles, these are actually on Elgato.com. So everything we've talked about so far is on Amazon. These bundles are exclusive to Elgato.com, so you just simply add them to cart. You got a couple cool ones here, like this prompter mounted bundle. This is everything to get you going. So you get a prompter, you get the Master Mount L. So this is just a clamp mounted pole that goes up and down. You get the cold shoe mount here, and you get a Key Light Neo. That's a fantastic bundle. Or you can also choose the prompter boom bundle, which is the prompter, a wave mic arm LP, a Key Light Neo, and the cold shoe. That one's really cool, and I don't know if we have any video content on it, maybe back when we did the prompter, but basically it's literally like you put the prompter on the mic arm LP, And then when you use it, you know, you can pull the prompter towards you, and then when you're done, you can like move it out of the way because it's just a mic arm.
That's
and
my
yes, it
favorite way to
works.
use prompter. Yeah.
One thing to keep in mind is that you can't put like a big old DSLR on there with like a big lens, because then that'll be too heavy for the mic arm. But if you put a webcam on there, like Facecam Mark II, Facecam 4K, then that'll work great.
Watch
and
me.
that's a pretty clutch setup, because if you have a smaller desk or something like that, or let's say you're using it in an office or just generally you're space conscious, then this is a really nice way to have a prompter in your setup but not take up all of that space.
Yep. I'm gonna put a red camera on mine.
And like a wow, like a red dragon, just like
Yep.
really big like that, yeah, with
Mhm.
like some ultra long zoom lens.
Yep.
Very cool. I'll
and
see.
and then an Elgato prompter right in the front.
Yeah.
that will work.
So yeah, you can get those, and you can save quite a large amount here. So that's the 480 down to 300. So you're saving $180 if my math is right here, which is just an incredible deal. So super cool bundle there. There's also an audio one. This is kind of all inclusive. So for example, that person who asked earlier, what mic are you using? If you don't have a Wave XLR or a Wave DX right now, I would highly encourage checking out this bundle here. So you can get the XLR audio bundle with low profile arm. This is everything you need right in the box. So it's the Wave XLR Mark II, which comes with that same Wave FX processor and that processing that you're hearing right now. Comes with the Wave DX microphone, of course. It also comes with the XLR cable, which you're going to need to connect the mic to the audio interface. And there's the Wave Mic Arm LP that you get along with that. So you get literally everything you need, and this is kind of endgame audio right here. Like, you probably won't need to upgrade for many, many years, or unless we introduce some revolutionary new technology, you're going to be good for quite a while. You can also choose that with a different mic arm here, which is our Wave Mic Arm Mark II. So if you want that more traditional high-rise, maybe coming over a monitor, or again, you need that flexibility of a wider desk, that sort of thing, you have those options. There's also the Wave 3 version of this bundle. So if you want a Wave 3 Mark II, this is going to be our USB microphone. It's a condenser mic. It sounds fantastic, super crisp, super clear, great for vocals. Sounds different than the Wave DX. And also you'll notice that, of course, you don't need a Wave XLR because this is a USB microphone. So you also have that option for something that might be a little bit simpler. Then you can go with this bundle as well. And finally, we have Stream Deck Plus and XLR dock bundle. This is going to be a Stream Deck Plus like this one that we have right here. And then there's an XLR dock that slots right into the back here that gives you that XLR connection. So this makes a XLR mic setup super clean. And of course, you get all your Stream Deck controls and all of your controls for your audio through that one device sitting on your desk.
Yep. And
thanks for coming to my Prime Day TED Talk, everyone. That's all the deals. No.
we need to do a TED Talk format one day. Can we please
Actually,
get a stage and have a PowerPoint?
It's deals are incredible, right?
There are times in your life when you're looking to upgrade your setup. Click my little button. With Elgato Prime Day deals, you can save big on products for your setup. Now, you may be asking yourself, why would I want to upgrade? Well, you want to sound better. That's one thing. Click. You want to look better. Click. But most importantly, you want your message to come across.
I'm buying. I believe it.
Yay!
I believe it.
Okay, wait. I have to say something because I've been moderating the past 2 days, and I don't know. There was talks that maybe we talked too much about clipping on the stream. I think we need to talk more about clipping on the stream. I think half of the stream needs to be like, okay, Phil, try that again. Clip, go, go, go. That's so entertaining.
Actually, this whole deal thing that we just did,
again.
we have to do another take.
All right. Well, those are the deals. We've talked about everything that we have on sale for Prime Day and those Elgato.com bundles. So if you guys are interested, again, make sure to go to Elgato.com. Clipping is so much more worth. I agree. See?
Well,
they're on my side.
Maybe
I paid them to say that.
It's worth having that serious discussion. You know, we talked a little bit about, I think it was on Monday I mentioned it, but
yeah.
You know, Brito, why are we doing this? And generally for folks watching, like, kind of what is clip farming and why,
Texas already answered. He said, stream clipping equals good. Mic clipping equals bad. That's why we're stream clipping.
That's actually,
and not
we're
mic
going to
clipping.
steal that. That's really good.
That's a tweet. You're going to see it come from Elgato. We're stealing that. Thank you.
Wait.
By sending chat messages, you agree you're giving us social copy.
Can you? I think they get something, maybe a hat or something like that in exchange
Whoa, hey,
for
whoa.
providing a awesome
Jasmine's sweating right now.
awesome idea there. No, but why? Why do we do this now?
Yeah,
And is it like, yeah, we joke around a lot about it, but
yeah.
why do we do
Well, I
clipping?
think the number one thing for me is sometimes you guys can't make it to the streams, or maybe you can't make it to the whole stream, and you want to see the most important info that we covered throughout the stream. The other thing for me is I really like seeing products live, like myself as a consumer. I also buy things, believe it or not. I also have a big cart for Amazon Prime Day right now, but anyways, the capitalism is in my brain right now. But I like seeing things live. I like seeing, step-by-step processes of people doing things from start to finish. And we get to do that kind of stuff on the stream, and we get to do it a lot. So when we try to do these clips and stuff like that, we not only make sure that for you as the viewer live, you have the most like seamless viewing experience of start to finish for a certain thing in your setup, software setup, hardware setup, but also we can then reuse that stuff evergreen for social. Maybe you saw something on the stream and you want to share it with a friend, and hey, look, we just tweeted it. You can send them the tweet versus trying to like send a link or something. So it makes a lot of sense. It's a good use of our time. It's a good use of your time because you also get to see better demos. And I think it's funny. I think it's funny when
Sure.
I'm like, Phil, 60 seconds, go demo this feature, do it faster.
And it is
You were a
live at
little
the end of the
yappy the
day.
past few days. I got to be real with you. Some of these demos, I'm trying to clip them and they're over 60 seconds. So today, I'm bringing out the timer.
Maybe we should put it on the maybe we should put a timer on the Stream Deck key so that way we can really make sure
And
it's
if
under
it
60
hits 0 seconds, it yells at you.
Yeah.
And it ruins the clip. That's
it
it.
plays audio. Yeah,
Yep.
plays like the buzzer sound. Merp.
Yep.
No, but it's something to think about for your own content if you are,
questions.
when you're live streaming. For gaming and certain things, clips happen naturally. But especially if you make educational content or something like that, it's worth thinking about because you already invest so much time and effort into your live stream, into how it looks, how it sounds, all of that.
Yeah.
So why not just convert that then into clips, into short form, into long form videos? Maybe it's a 10-minute thing, maybe it's 5 minutes. Viewers, your viewers, our viewers, you guys are getting more used to this kind of content as well, right? It comes across more authentic, it's more real because it is real. There's no, yes, you could do some cut editing here and there, but at the end of the day, this was a live recording and there's no faking it. And so in this era where we are today, where half the stuff you see is some sort of AI slop, you also, there's a level of authenticity that comes through when doing this. And so
There's
yeah,
no
it's worth
faking me
considering.
bringing up the message before you went on that.
No, that was bad timing.
That was bad timing. But you can't
But
fake
okay,
it.
what's
See,
the
that's
message?
live.
Okay, what is
it
it?
was that they bought a Neo product and it was USB-C. They had to buy an adapter, and they
Ah.
were saying, would you consider adding adapter? I would say something to consider about Neo. We wanted to make it a great price, right? So what you're getting is like exactly what you need to get great video with Facecam Neo, great sound with Wave Neo, great control with Stream Deck Neo, lighting with Keylight Neo. It's really like, I don't want to say stripped down because we kept the core features and we kept them as absolute good as we could to give you a great price on Neo, but adding something like an adapter would possibly change the price point, and we want it to be like as accessible as possible.
In
But
general,
the good news is in the
yeah.
future, USB-C is kind of taking over more. Like you'll see more motherboards with more USB-C ports. My laptop only has USB-C ports, so I understand we're in a weird middle area, like middle.
Pretty much everything we ship
transition
right now is
period.
just USB-C. There's
Yeah.
some kind of legacy or some other products that didn't get updated yet. But pretty much everything, like if you get a prompter today, if you get a face cam today, if you buy a capture card today, you are going to get a USB-C to C cable in that box. I think it's like the Keylight Neo Black that still ships with USB-A, and that actually comes with a C adapter though. So yeah, but pretty much everything is C at this point. I would rather honestly buy a USB-A to C adapter than having to get a C to A adapter, right? That way around. Like I want the C to C. I want everything to just be C. Everything should be C at this point. No more
Yep.
USB-A.
All right. So we have a couple of chat messages I want to bring
All
up.
right, let's do it.
First, we have a question. The box for Wave XLR Dock Mark II is the same as the Wave XLR Dock Mark II.
It probably is. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to be that. It's going to be a cardboard box. There's just going to be a picture of the product on the front. That's going to be it, though.
Yeah.
To really verify that it is the Mark II version, you can look at the box, you can look at the model number or the SKU number. and then
Yep.
you can just Google that and it'll tell you if it's the right one. But
Mhm.
you can be very sure. I mean, if you order from like our website, or if you get one of these bundles, you will get the XLR Dock Mark II.
Yep. And then the other thing too, just so that you guys know how our Mark II products work, it's basically like XLR Dock Mark II. We're like replacing it with this new version. So it's not like, oh, this is a new product. It's like, hey, we upgraded this product. We made it better. We added features. We, revised it. Yeah. So that is like, it's still XLR Dock, but now it's XLR Dock Mark II. That's why it's like in the same box, just to
Yeah.
clear that up. But the SKU number will definitely help you figure that out. Then they said they got the Neo, Facecam
Awesome.
Neo. Awesome. Love to see it. Lightning. Wonderful. I'm looking forward to finding more about Facecam Mark II. We will be talking about it today, so stay tuned. Whoa, did you see that? It did 360.
It's like that,
Then,
yeah.
Elgato products are really good for everyone to help improve your stream. Someone do that. Ready? Ready? I want to see this in the Discord. Ready? That was clean. All right. Anyways, to help improve your streams and videos, agreed. I'm definitely buying one. I believe that was about Embrace when we were talking about Embrace. Let us know if you end up getting your Embrace.
And also,
That's
they
awesome.
forgot a part of the message: buying one of everything.
Oh,
that's
true.
what it was.
Yeah, I think they hit enter too. I think the next message was of everything.
Of everything. Yeah.
And then thanks for the breakdown. Absolutely.
You're welcome.
That was about Embrace again.
That's what we're here for. By the way, we're going through these now. Please do ask your questions.
Yes.
It can be mostly we're focused today on Facecam and prompter and lighting, but you can also drop some other questions in there as well. So use !Q if you want to make sure that they're highlighted. We'll also just try to catch questions as they come up in chat.
Yep.
But please, please, please ask your questions. That's what we're here for. If you're hovering over that buy button, if you're hovering over that checkout and you're just not sure, is this the right thing for me? Should I get the Facecam 4K or the Mark II? Now's your time to ask.
Yep, definitely. Even if you're not necessarily like on the fence about it, but you know that soon you might want to buy it, or maybe if you get your answers to your questions, you're a little bit more interested in maybe for the future, you can ask anyways. Also, ask basic questions. If you have a super simple question, that's completely fine. We're happy to answer them.
You ever wonder where that expression comes from? Like if you're on the fence, I'm imagining there's a big fence, someone's sitting in front of it, and they're like, should I go over that? Or, or they're sitting on top of it. They're like, okay, do I go down the left side or the right side? Think about where these things
So
come
then
from
Lightning
sometimes.
says, can you get Wave Neo in under $100 by Facecam Neo and Keylight Neo?
Can you fit Mic Neo under 100? I'm also not quite understanding.
Well,
you can get the Facecam Neo and the, or rather, is it Facecam Neo and Keylight Neo for under 100? If you add Wave Neo, then you're gonna be just over $100 there. You're gonna be at like what, 100 and something. So, yeah.
Then, when you were talking about credit cards earlier, Sean said he's gonna open a bunch of Amazon credit cards. So that's kind of your fault.
Do not take my financial advice.
No, that's actually your fault.
I am not a certified.
He opened it before you said that.
Okay.
How much was the Mark II and Stream Deck Plus bundle? Maybe we could show them real quick again how to get that and how much it is.
The Mark II and Stream Deck Plus bundle, yes.
That's on Elgato.com.
If you are on Elgato.com, which is where you'll need to be, and you're on the homepage here, on the left side is a little navigation menu here. You can scroll down, but there's also that navigation menu. You can just go all the way down to bundles here. And then if you scroll down just a little bit more, you'll see here Stream Deck Plus and XLR Dock bundle. So here you get the Stream Deck Plus in black, or you can also choose the white version, and then you also get the XLR Dock together with this. Don't forget, you can also add, because this is Elgato.com, you can also add a free dial set to that as well. So if you want a gold dial set that you can put on your device, look at that, it even updates the preview, which is awesome, then you can make sure to add those as well. That's like a $20 value there.
Give me the Cosmic one.
Cosmic?
I want the Cosmic.
This
Pink
one?
is sold out. You guys bought all the pink ones.
That does look really, really nice there.
Mhm.
So, yep, just on Elgato.com, scroll down to bundles, and you'll find it right there.
But I want a white Stream Deck Plus.
We also, there's one more thing we haven't talked about
Wait,
yet.
I want a white Stream Deck Plus.
What?
I want a white one. Yay.
Like
thanks.
that, and then with the Cosmic dial set?
Yeah.
Oh, that does look pretty clean.
All right. But yeah, we also do have a marketplace deal running. So if you guys are interested in profiles, all sorts of different marketplace products, we have a bunch participating, a bunch of our makers. If you use Prime Day, you can save 20% off on the products you can find in this landing page. You can also see it on the individual product pages, which ones are eligible.
But yeah, so if you want to get a one of these plugins here, like the MIDI plugin, Todoist, Calendarius, or you're looking at a profile, for example, one from Icon City. He was on yesterday. We had James on, like this Elite Dangerous one. You can save 20% there. All you have to do is during checkout, there'll be a place to enter a code. Just enter Prime Day, and you'll get 20% off the eligible products in your cart. This also includes things like audio effects here. Wouldn't be mine though, because mine is free. But if you want to buy one of the ones that's available here, then you can do that. Even Wavecast, you can get 20% off. So if you're looking for getting audio from one PC to another, you can use Wavecast. You can get 20% off right now on Elgato Marketplace.
Yep. And then I see some of
Okay.
you in chat are talking about that you just bought a product for Prime Day. We have a new channel point redeem. So if you go to the channel points list, you should see one that says Prime Day there. If you press that, we'll actually have a little alert pop up on the side for you. So if you did buy something from Elgato this week for Prime Day, or if you buy something in the next couple hours that we're here, make sure to hit that and let us know. And then you have to tell us what you bought in
Yep.
the chat because we will.
That was written on the
That it's not
on the
It
paper.
still says introductions, but we'll do that tomorrow.
The Lightling said the under $100 was part of the Phil joke when he was talking about how great the deals are, and jokingly said Keylight Neo should be 100% off. Oh yeah,
got
okay,
it, got
yeah,
it.
yeah. You might as well,
Might as
as well.
All right, so a couple more messages we have here. When's Prime Day? Right now. It's actually right now. It started Tuesday, goes until Friday at the end of the day, depending on your region. So lock in. The
Actually,
deals are live right now.
I have a really cool way that you can see how long you have left for Prime Day.
What? No, you don't.
Yeah.
That's cap.
So actually, let's
That's cap.
let's
He's
take a look
capping.
over here.
Cap.
I'm gonna open our Stream Deck software, and we have a let's see, Stream Deck Mark II here. We'll go to Elgato Week. We have a plugin called Elgato Drops that you can get from Marketplace for your Stream Deck that has a couple cool actions here. So let's see. It's going to be right here. We have countdown, wish list, and of course, joining the stream. There's a couple other actions, but these were for Elgato Week, so those aren't relevant anymore. But yeah, so these actions will let you know how many days and hours are left during Prime Day. You can also tap on it, and then it'll open to Elgato.com. You can join our live stream. And you can also see all of the products that are on sale here and even select the ones that you want. And then it'll tell you if the product is on sale or not. So you can see there, Facecam Neo is on sale. And after a couple seconds, it'll rotate through to Facecam Mark II, which is super cool. So you just tap it and boom, it takes you right to our site. So check out Elgato Drops on Marketplace here. So if you have a Stream Deck, you can install that today. I'll just bring that up. Let's see. Elgato Drops, and it's a free plugin that you can install for your Stream Deck. If you don't have a Stream Deck, there's also Stream Deck Mobile, which you can get for your phone. It's free. You get 6 keys, so it's perfect. You can have your phone right in front of you when you're working, when you're streaming. You can use, of course, all the Stream Deck features, and it'll tell you how much time you have left. So this way you don't miss any deals, and we're always updating this plugin, so that way when a new deal, so for example, if you had this plugin installed for Elgato Week, we then updated it, and boom, you get all the new info on Amazon Prime Day, which is pretty cool. So we're going to keep working on this and expanding it and getting you guys exclusive information through this plugin. So check out Elgato Drops.
Awesome. All right, some more messages before we jump into Facecam 4K. This is about clipping earlier. When you're playing the game and have an epic moment, can't drop your controller to clip, just use Stream Deck pedal. Makes it perfect for clipping.
Does
Absolutely.
indeed.
Agreed. And then we had another mention of pedal, by the way. I thought that was funny. You guys know what's up. You know what's up. You can use pedal to hands-free clip. And then I would like to learn more about Stream Deck Plus and Wave XLR Dock Mark II bundle. Well, you can find out more about the price on our website, and we did talk about it yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
So you can check out the VOD there. And then helps us when we're watching a lot. This was about the clips again. It helps
Yep.
them because it's like being hands-on virtually, which I agree. That's kind of like when we're doing our demos. It's like, hey, you don't have the product yet, but you get to see it live in action. You get to ask questions about things you see in the software. So as we're showing off Elgato Camera Hub, make sure to ask your questions in the chat with exclamation point Q. They bought Wave DX because
Very
they
cool.
loved our sound. They said very good quality and aesthetic. I agree. Visually, so pretty.
Make sure you post a picture when you get it. Share a picture of your setup, or even just the box in Discord or Reddit, or tag us on X or an Instagram story, wherever it might be.
Yep.
We want to see you guys when you get your gear and what your setups look like.
Yeah, and you're going to sound great. So I'm looking forward for you to add that to your setup. Don't forget, since it is just the microphone, you also want to get the cable and a stand and some sort of XLR interface. And then they wanted gold dials because they're missing one of their dials. You can actually buy it on our website. I believe it's like $10 or $15. It's in the spare parts page. So just head over to, maybe they can get a link in chat real quick so that this is on YouTube so that they can buy their dials. You already got an Elgato face cam and the Stream Deck. They would like lights. Are they on sale? Depending on your region, there are deals for Keylight and Keylight Neo. Keylight Neo is a huge deal. We'll show that later today. So yeah, head over to Elgato.com to see those deals. But yes, we do have deals on our lights. And that's all the messages I had queued up.
Also, we have Louis Peters in chat who redeemed that he bought something on Prime Day. That's awesome. Congratulations, Louis. Make sure you say in the chat also what you got. Remember, it's written right here on the piece of paper.
Still says introductions.
Where
are you seeing?
Oh, maybe it's in only writing that I can read.
This guy some water.
There was also a question. Someone's being quite tenacious about why don't you make PTZ cameras? Please tell me about it yourself in live. Well, there's I mean, why don't we make, I don't know, game consoles? Why don't we make PCs?
Yeah,
right?
why don't we?
There's many reasons why we do or don't do certain things. We're always looking at what we can bring to the table. There's plenty of PTZ cameras out there. In fact, we're using one right now. The question for us is always: is there something that we can do that will serve you, the creator, better? Could we just whip out a PTZ camera tomorrow? Absolutely. Would it then be a successful product? Would it do something cool, innovative, or new? Probably not. So then why do it, right?
Yeah.
And so yeah, we're always looking at stuff. We're always looking at what new technologies are out there, how it can contribute to the Elgato ecosystem as well to make your setups easier and better.
But did you know that our webcams have a digital PTZ?
They have digital PTZ, absolutely.
And also, some PTZ cameras also have Stream Deck integration. So even though, it's not in our software, you can use Stream Deck plugins to control a couple different different hardware products. Yeah. But anyways, that being said, we'll have Stephanie on later today to talk marketplace. But for now, we're going to get into cameras. Webcams.
Let's do it. So if you have questions about webcams, now's the time. We're going to talk about Facecam 4K first here. In fact, Brito, maybe can you give us just an overview of the hardware, and then after that, we'll jump into the software.
All right. Well, this right here is Facecam 4K. Essentially, what it's going to do is get you amazing 4K quality video for your streams. It does act a little differently than a webcam you may be used to because it actually does have a thread here for adding lenses. So you can customize your look. We'll get a lens here real quick. It's an absolutely beautiful webcam. Check that out. It comes with this nice monitor mount, which you can actually remove and add it to a tripod with a 1/4-inch thread right there. Then we have over here, USB-C connection. It's a C-to-C cable, so super nice detachable. I know you guys love detachable cables. Well, there you go. You can connect it with USB-C. Here is one of those lens filters. Check that out. Which one is this one?
This is actually the CPL lens.
CPL. Okay, so if you like that filter, nice cinematic look, you can actually mount this filter on Facecam 4K. Now, a couple smudges. Phil, stop touching the lens filters, please. Is that better? I think it's inside. Well, you know what? Don't look at it. All right, so check out that. Have you seen a webcam with a lens filter thread before? Have you seen that?
49 millimeter.
Well, now
thread.
you have. Yep. So you can still use the CPL filter. You can rotate it. We have like the stars filter. You can rotate it. Yeah, check that out.
Yeah, we have some other filters here, and
Got the black mist one.
once we
Ooh.
hook it up to the software
Yeah.
here, then we can also show what that looks like.
Mm-hmm.
It also supports a removable lens cap,
Yep.
so that is also something that it'll be a separate purchase, but yeah, you can also attach a lens cap there. And Facecam 4K is really made for a studio setup where you have great lighting. This camera is going to perform best if you have really good lights, maybe two key lights coming at you, maybe even key light Neo or two. The brighter your room is, the better this camera is going to look due to the way that it's built. Um,
Yep.
and
Also, you have to
yeah,
consider you can't stream in 4K, right? You know, Twitch Enhanced Broadcasting, you got 1440p. Like most of you guys, you're not planning on streaming in 4K. Or even if you're recording in 4K, maybe your webcam box is small on the side. The point of having something like a 4K webcam is that you can zoom in and not lose quality when
yep.
you're streaming or recording in maybe 1080 or 1440p. So it really just lets you have more to work with when you're working with a giant canvas like 4K. So yeah.
You can zoom in, and also when you do stream then in 1080p or 1440p, you also usually, even if you're in full screen, but you basically, the camera, the information is being condensed down. And what that means is that the end result is actually going to be higher quality. Think of it like if you're cooking, if you take bad ingredients, the end result, the food is going to, taste worse. It's a little bit like that with video quality as
Yep.
well. If your input is good, your output is going to be better. If your input is not great, then your output is also going to be not great. So in this case, if you have a really high quality 4K 60 webcam coming in, what comes out, even at 1080p, is just going to look better and sharper.
Yep.
So yeah, that's the hardware. Facecam 4K supports those 49 millimeter lens filters. You get a monitor mount with it here. It's also just a really nice and really solid. You can rotate the camera, you can angle it without moving the mount. I think it's actually a really well designed mount. It's also just got a beautiful look to it. So much of your setup aesthetics is also kind of like it'll affect how you like mentally when you look at your setup. You're like, oh, this looks awesome. I feel better about my content. Facecam 4K here also just looks really, really nice from the front.
Mm-hmm.
It's got this nice little Facecam 4K badge on there. It's got this cool little design there. So this thing just looks awesome, and you've got a great webcam. Uh, there was a question from Cosmic Blue Siren, and let's
Yep.
see if we can. I just want to pull this up before we jump into the software. But the question from Cosmic Blue Siren: does it have autofocus? And the answer to that is no. So Facecam 4K is a fixed focus webcam. We've optimized it to be within that optimal focus range, which is going to be a couple feet basically from the camera where you would normally sit in a setup, at your desk. So within this range, this optimal range, you're going to be crystal clear and in focus. The focus fall off is not too bad. So even if you move back quite far, you're still going to be pretty sharp. But yeah, it's really optimized to be on a monitor and the camera sitting on top of that monitor in front of you.
Mm-hmm. You don't have to worry about focus hunting. You don't have to worry about setting or toggling those settings. It has a very nice, sharp, fixed focus. And then a couple other comments before we move into the software. It looks like a great camera. Love the lens cap. I am a big lens coverer. Like on my tablet, I've taped my
That's
cameras. On my
cap.
computer, that is cap. You're right. I do have like a little lens cap on my laptop. At home, I always, cover my Panasonic camera. I love Facecam 4K having that cap because I like just knowing visually immediately that no feed is coming through my camera. So yeah, cool.
Mhm.
And then Dave said, give away the filter with Phil's fingerprint. No.
Also, I don't think it was my fingerprint. I only
Well, it's a fingerprint,
I
so we
only hold it
can
from the
identify
side.
this. Do I need to bring out forensics on this? Like, I mean, we can figure this out.
Weird flex, but okay.
um, then we have a question: does it need to be plugged in with USB-C to the computer?
I mean, technically, no. Well, it has to be plugged in your computer, first of all. And the cable you get with the camera is a USB-C to C cable. It does need a USB 3.0 port so that you get the maximum bandwidth there and the maximum quality. You can use a USB A to C cable if you want to. You'll have to supply that yourself, and that can also work. Just make sure it's a USB 3.0 port. But I definitely suggest just using a USB-C if you can.
Yep. And then Doom says that they have the filter and cap on their Facecam 4K. Works great. Absolutely love to hear it. And then I love my Elgato Facecam.
Awesome.
Awesome. Let's check out the software because
Yeah.
what really gives Facecam and, well, really any of our webcams superpowers is our software because you want to be able to tune in your settings. Everyone has a different setup. We obviously try to make it out of the box work in as many different setups as possible, but you have a unique look that you want. You have a unique lighting setup. So with the software, you can tune in settings on Facecam 4K basically just like you can with a camera. So let's check that out.
All right. So this is Camera Hub right here. This is the software that you get with your Facecam 4K. And right away, you'll see a bunch of options here, and we'll kind of go down them one by one. But first and foremost, in the middle here, you have your preview. Hello, this is us. This is live. You're actually getting a little background look at the set here. And yeah, this is going to be.
We got some bright studio lights.
We do have some
you
bright
need to
studio
tune in
lights.
This.
I will
tune that in, bro.
I will. This is the automatic exposure here. Of course, we're giving it quite a complex scene to work with because we have a lot of lights coming. We have white walls in the background. We have these wood walls that are a little bit darker. The beauty, though, is you can, of course, and why am I looking there now? I should be looking there. The beauty is that you can adjust all of this manually. So yeah, you have your preview here. You can also change the preview format. So if you want to see this at 4K 30 or 4K 60, I'll switch it here to 4K 60. Of course, there's technically no benefit of like looking at this preview in 4K 60 right now because this is not 4K. So I'll actually maybe reduce this down to like 1440p 60. All right. On the left side here are going to be all your controls. What's really cool about our webcams is that they'll show you immediately what video they're sending out. So here you have, you can see it's 1440p 60 and V12 RAW. So this is pretty much the highest quality that you're going to get out of the camera. There's no compression being applied here. Next is zoom, and I think this is where, right now we're at basically the full width of the camera. We're zoomed out all of the way. So you can see it's got that 90-degree field of view. It's quite wide, but because it's a 4K camera, you can also zoom in without losing detail there. So, in this case, I do want to crop in a little bit. Do we want Burrito in there?
No.
No. I can crop in even more here. And so now I'm cropped in, but of course, the framing isn't exactly optimal. So when you're cropped in digitally like this, you can also use the digital PTZ here to kind of optimize the framing a little bit more. And you can just drag around this blue square here. Another cool thing which you can do is activate a grid, and this way you can use the rule of thirds. So if you want to make sure that you're properly aligned here like this, then you can activate this grid to do that. So the framing is looking pretty good right now. Of course, the picture, it's got that kind of white blown out area back here. You can also see on my face, it's a little bit overexposed. So the camera is trying to do the best that it can in its automatic settings. However, under exposure here, we can also set it to manual. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And now I can really tweak this however I want to. So in this case, I'm actually going to set this to standard dynamic range. And then let's see, we can increase the ISO here a little bit, just like that. And look at that. It's already looking much better. You have some great contrast. Look at that. Look at the colors in the background here. Look at the colors,
beautiful.
the punch of this. The blacks, they're deep, they're rich. The purple here is really vibrant. My face isn't overexposed. My skin tone is quite natural. And so this is already looking really good. Again, we have some very bright lights in the studio, so you're going to see a little bit of overexposure in the background here, but even that does not look too bad there. What's important is that I look good, and I do. Next, we have white balance down here. So the studio lights that we're using, I believe, are using around 5600K lighting here. So if I were to change this and match this, I could do that. That does make it a little bit warm, so I'm actually going to just adjust this manually. Maybe we'll do like, we'll do like 5,000 here. And there we go. Now the skin tone looks even more natural. The wood really does look like that. And finally, we have some noise reduction and anti-flicker settings here. So you can do noise reduction off, low, medium, high. Since we're in a pretty bright room, I'm going to keep the noise reduction on low. You also have some other picture settings here. Now, these are going to be essentially like post process, as in these are after the video comes in. They're still performed on the camera, but these are essentially digital. So you can change kind of the digital saturation here, the like digital contrast, and then also the sharpness. If you want to get a make it really sharp, well, that doesn't look great. I'm going to leave that at 50%. I think the saturation was what, at 80, and then the contrast was at like 60, something like that. I think this just looks really, really good. The final part of using a Facecam 4K here is just clicking the save button up here, because something that's unique to our cameras, and this is across our entire lineup, these cameras have flash memory on them. So you can, when you click save, the settings are now actually placed onto the camera. Now I could disconnect Facecam 4K, connect it to a different computer, restart my computer, and the settings are always going to be the same. You know, one of the most annoying things is when you have a webcam, you tune it perfectly in OBS, and then you restart your computer and all the settings are reset. That doesn't happen with Facecam 4K or any of the Elgato cameras. So those are really all the settings. It's quite, you have access to a lot of them. You can, of course, leave them in automatic mode, but you'll get the best quality from Facecam 4K when you switch it to manual and you tweak those settings to be just right for you. Um, do we have any questions about Facecam 4K at this point before I jump into some of the other more software-based
Well,
effects?
Cosmic said it looks pretty good, and then Yarudo said that they just bought a Facecam Neo.
Awesome.
And then they
Well,
also ask, is Camera Hub available for Facecam Neo? Absolutely, and we'll
it
showcase that
is,
later.
yeah.
So since you just bought yours, or if any of you guys did buy maybe a Facecam Neo or Facecam Mark II, we're also going to show how to set those up in Camera Hub in just a bit. So stay tuned.
And okay, so these are all the hardware settings here, but we also have some software effects inside of Camera Hub. So I'll hop over here. You can change the orientation. So if you want to mirror the view or if you want to flip it, you can do that. We also have, through NVIDIA RTX Broadcast, we have background effects built in. So things like blur here. If you want to blur the background, you can do that. You can make it quite intense. I actually always suggest going with 0% here because that looks the most natural. You can also do video or just still image backgrounds, or of course add your own. I'll leave that on blur here. There's also LUT support. So LUTs are, you can think of them like kind of color grading filters. And with this, you can affect the overall image. So there are LUTs that are built in here. They should be showing a preview. I don't know why they're not, but they should be showing a little preview here. So you can click between them. You can also install more LUTs from our marketplace, or of course, if you have your own already, you can
Let's
use
get one.
those. And yeah, let's do that. So we'll go over to marketplace here. And actually, let's switch over to a different browser. Let's do this guy. We'll go to marketplace.
So
Oh, it just
another thing about LUTs too, if you're not super skilled at like tuning in your settings, you maybe don't know what some of those words that we just talked about mean. LUTs are kind of almost like a cheat code. I mean, at the end of the day, you definitely want your exposure to be right, so definitely learn about that. It's also just a cool thing to know because I mean, even if you're taking photos with your phone or anything like that, it's just cool to learn about. There's some cool resources online to learn more about like shutter speed and exposure and all that fun stuff. But LUTs are almost like a cheat code to get some really cool, like, color grading and stuff like that on your camera without having to know too much about it at all.
All right, so let's take a look here. So the way this works is when you have your browser, when you have Camera Hub here, you can see there's this little down arrow here next to LUTs. You can click on Go to Elgato Marketplace. You'll want to make sure that you're logged into your Marketplace account. And then there's a ton of LUTs on here, some made by us and some made by creators that give you a preview. So let's take this one here. We'll do Nice Pop from Luca. And you can just click on Open in Camera Hub. You'll want to click yes to that, and then it'll actually automatically install it into Camera Hub and pull it in there. And then we can go into Camera Hub here, and
That's a
you can
nice pop.
see we've got nice pop, so I can go off. And it's very subtle, but that's also what you want, right? Like you don't want to make it too intense here. So if I click on it, you can see there the difference there, how it's just making everything just slightly more punchy. You can also change the intensity from all the way off to much more intensity, 100%. And you can see now there's quite a big difference between basically the original image and the nice pop image here. So I'm going to reduce that maybe to like, I don't know. I think, yeah, that 30% was actually really nice. So now we have a really, really great looking image. There's one more thing here, which is powered by NVIDIA RTX, which is going to be eye contact. So if you don't have a prompter, then you can turn this on. And basically, what this does is it will affect the video and kind of shift your eyes to always look at the camera. Of course, with a prompter, you're going to get the best version of this because it's actually you looking at the camera. But this is an alternative here. So if I turn this on, I'm actually right now looking at the software preview here. I'm not looking at the camera. So I can look around. I can look completely
Oh,
away and come back. And
maybe
that
don't
is
look
the eye
away.
contact. So that's built in. It's optional. You don't have to use it if you don't want to. So yeah, that is what you get as part of Camera Hub here. For these effects to actually for these effects to work in your software, there's something to keep in mind, which is these are software-based effects that are running in Camera Hub. And so you need to now take those effects and then bring those into, say, something like OBS. Well, how does that work? I can give you a quick demo here. So I'll open up OBS here. And instead of selecting the camera directly, what you actually want to select in OBS is going to be the virtual camera. So inside of OBS, add a new source. We'll call this, what is it, Facecam 4K. And then instead of selecting the Facecam 4K, you'll want to select Elgato Virtual Camera. And there you can see it now brings in the virtual camera, which has those effects applied. So if I turn off the background blur, it's also going to turn that off inside of OBS, right? So the way to think about it is you have your webcam that's going into Camera Hub, from Camera Hub into OBS. You can also add it directly into OBS if you want to, and then add filters and effects that way if you so choose. So that's a quick overview of all the effects that you get inside of Camera Hub, and this comes with Facecam 4K for free, and it also comes with our other webcams like Facecam Neo and Facecam Mark II.
Yep. Awesome. So you guys saw that video preview. If you guys have any questions about Facecam 4K, maybe Camera Hub, or any of our other webcams, make sure to ask them in chat with !Q. As said before, these 3 are on sale. So if you loved the look of Facecam 4K, then you can buy it right now and get a great deal, up to 30% off on Amazon. And the deals end tomorrow, so make sure to lock in.
They end tomorrow at 12 a.m. Pacific time. So you have, what is it, like?
The end of day, basically, on
end
Friday.
Of day on Friday.
Depending on your region.
Yep.
Yep.
Let's see, do we have any questions coming through?
Not really. Just, very well explained. You
Okay.
didn't leave them with any questions, so good job.
Awesome. Well, then why don't we take a look at some of the other cameras here. I have actually all of them connected at the same time.
Do you think I could demo Facecam Mark II?
Absolutely.
That's my boy right there. I love Facecam Mark II.
All right. Burrito's taking over the command seat here.
Gimme.
Chat, I will have control.
Yaruto, by the way, finally did their redeem. Awesome. Thank you so much for shopping our Prime Day deals. That one's already verified. That one's verified. We got that one down.
I completely missed one thing. The lens filters, of course. I know what that actually looks like with a lens filter.
You're so right.
So let's see. Let's turn this guy off, turn that guy off. So we just have the image here. We've got this. This is a black diffusion. We have the star. I think the star one will look really cool. So like we showed earlier, you can attach these, a little ASMR there. You can attach the lens filters to Facecam 4K, and these can affect your camera and the video in different ways. If you use something like a CPL filter, it reduces reflections. If you use a black mist filter, it basically gives everything kind of a halo-y effect.
So good.
Exactly, that kind of haloing and blooming. You can also use something like a star filter here, and this will add some cool effects to it. So I'm just going to go ahead and attach that.
I got my phone flat.
And what this will do is if you have a point light, it will actually show up like this. So if you have a little fairy lights, or if you have like a light bulb in the background, you get this really cool kind of these, again, like starlight effects across your video. So you do want to make sure you have those, like a point light, and a point light in this case is just a very small light source. So that's the starlight filter. I'm going to go ahead and take that off. Also, yeah, getting awkwardly close there.
Yeah.
It's like, come here.
Stop grabbing chat.
Come here, chat.
Come here.
Then we also have here. Then we also have the black mist filter, and this one it's a subtle effect, but what you'll notice is that there's going to be a lot more. It's basically, yeah, I mean, you'll see it. It gives it kind of an ethereal look. So take a look at things like the light down, the colors down here. Actually, let's set this up to, we'll do 4K, so that way we get that that higher resolution. So look at the lights down here. Look at how sharp everything is, and now watch what happens when we put on black mist.
I can't see because your big ol' hand's in the way.
Now you can see how the light is a little bit more diffuse, and see how even the background, see how there's almost like, it looks a little bit more vintage even, you could say. So this is basically what it's doing. It's just taking all the light and like scattering it around a little bit more. And look at the way that the light looks from the camera, from the phone there. So everything just has a little bit more of an ethereal look to it. It looks almost a little bit otherworldly. It's got that vintage vibe, that, call it the Instagram look, if you will, right? Polaroid effect, that kind of thing. So that's what a black mist filter can do for you. And what's great about these lens filters is that these are the real physical effect. These are the real deal. This is not, done in software. This is not fake. This is actual physics. The light is coming through the lens filter, then hitting the camera, and so this is going to look better than any virtual filter that you'll put on there. And there's plenty available on Amazon and other sites where you can get these. They range all the way from just a couple dollars to $100, depending on the quality. If you want glass or plastic, all sorts of different effects. So that's what lens filters can do for you on Facecam 4K. Yeah. Actually, you know what I want to do? I want to take take a screenshot like this. And now I'm gonna minimally move.
It's a good idea. He's cooking, chat.
And now we take it off, and now I'm gonna do another screenshot. And now, let's see what these look like. See, look at the light in the background here. It's very. It just gives everything that, it's hard to describe, but it's a very pleasant look.
I will say too, this is great for like moody lighting.
Mm-hmm.
If you've got like a dark background with some like nice, like maybe like a nice little warm toned lamp behind you, maybe a neon light. Oh god, that would look really good. We're kind of have a bright, like cheery setup right now.
Where's our neon light? This would have fit perfectly for the.
Sean,
that.
If Sean's listening,
Sean,
run, get us a neon light.
Team.
Go. Somebody will show up with a neon light, and then we will definitely be able to showcase that.
Spread your wings.
Spread your wings. But yeah.
But yeah. Okay. All right. So that was
Wow,
Black
we just
Mist.
said but yeah at the same time. We do have a couple comments here.
Okay.
Recently bought Elgato 4K-S. Works like a charm. Love to hear it. When does the bundle price end? I believe that's also tomorrow. I mean, we have bundle deals on the website all the time, but for these specific, like, really good deals that we're running, I believe tomorrow, end of day as well. Then, give your videos astigmatism with a star lens. If your astigmatism looks like that, I'm really jealous because mine doesn't. Mine just looks like lines, not rainbow lines, star flare. So dang, I'm a little jealous. I wish I could. Can I put the star lens on my eye?
Well, what's cool about this one is the star. There's this kit, for example, has star 4, 6, and 8. That's how many lines there are.
Mm-hmm.
So if you also want to do like the lens flare thing where it looks like a J.J. Abrams film, you could use like the 4 one and really make that quite intense.
Did you put the star one away? Or the black mist one?
I already put it away, yeah.
No, take it back. We got the neon light.
Okay,
Come on. Don't make Sean do this work for nothing. Where are we plugging this in?
Do we have it? Can we put it on the background setup here? We're doing this live, folks. Here, I'll move the camera so that way you don't see.
Background setup?
I mean, that would be super cool. Can we do that? I mean, we could do that too. This is why we do this live, right? Everything for you guys so that you guys can see it better. What?
I've been exposed. My chair. You guys know that I have boosted myself. I'm tired of being like this next to Phil, okay? Don't look at my pillow.
There we go. All right. that's that. Now I feel
I am the tall one now. What's it like down there, Phil? How's the weather?
it's actually a little bit cooler. Nice.
Yeah, it's the
All
cool
right.
zone.
Okay, so we can't really
Hmm?
see the
Oh,
light
yeah.
right now. It's being blocked. Also not on. We'll make it happen. In the meantime, get more. Actually, this is a great question from Doomer77. Question: My max preview format in Camera Hub is 1080p 60. I wonder what I'm doing wrong. So, this gets a little bit technical, but this preview format in Camera Hub here is just the preview format of this video here. This is not going to be the basically the video that goes to, say, OBS, right? Like in OBS, you can select 1080p, in this case, 1440p or 4K. If you see that the maximum here is 1080p 60, the reason is going to be that you have some of the effects on in the background, like these effects here. Specifically, the AI background blur powered by NVIDIA RTX. These, for performance reasons, are limited to 1080p. So you'll see here, if I jump to, let's say, 4K 60, and we now turn on the blur, it's actually going to move the preview format down to 1080p 60. If you're noticing this, simply set the background to the background blur or any of these effects to off, and you'll be good to go. But okay, cool. All right, let me take a picture here. So we now have a neon light held by Burrito and another neon light here. These
I'm not Burrito.
just the wall fixture. So let me let's see if I do. We'll frame this up a little bit. There we go. We'll set this to 1440p 60. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead. Actually, we'll just do 4K here. We'll take a snapshot. And now we'll do the same thing with the, I believe this is the black mist filter. Black diffusion. There we go. And now we'll do that again. Okay, perfect, got it. Look at, oh yeah, you can see it really obviously now, especially in the light here. See how the light, everything, the glow here, it kind of blends the colors more together. And it gives everything. So I'm still looking like me, but the light also, look at Burrito here. See how the light has that glow? There's a little bit more glow happening. So if you have these types of LEDs or just any sort of color in the background, black mist together with Facecam 4K is going to look really, really nice. Look at that difference there.
That's a big difference. I'm going to leave the neon light back there too so we can see some extra
Even
colors with other webcams.
Look at the key light too. I think it actually looks really cool. See how it goes from, okay, it's just like a light to it almost looks like it's glowing.
Mm-hmm.
Super cool. So yeah, that's what a black mist filter does.
Also, if you guys like this Marketplace neon light, we're actually giving one away right now on Twitter X. So make sure to head over there at Elgato to enter that giveaway. It ends, I believe, tomorrow. So we're running that for Prime Day. So if you want a chance to win that Marketplace neon light, that's one of the only ways that you can get one, is either winning it or so we send it to some of our Marketplace makers.
All right. Do you want to do Facecam Mark II?
Let me cook.
All right. Chat, Burrito's going to cook here.
Yep.
This guy out of the way. And again, keep asking your questions. Could be Facecam 4K, could be about Facecam Neo or Facecam Mark II. All of those are on sale right now for Prime Day.
Cool. What's up, gamers? It's time for the Burrito demo. What's up? All right, so now we're going to switch over to Facecam Mark II. Before we do that, I'll take a quick picture so we can compare. All right, and now let's switch over to Facecam Mark II. So you reset the settings, right?
Actually, no. You might just want to hit reset on that. Yeah.
Because I want you guys to see exactly what it's going to look like out of the box. So yeah, this is just out of the box before I've tuned in any settings. Obviously, you've got that really wide field of view, which is one of the really cool things about our webcams is you're not kind of, trapped in this little box. You have a lot of room to work with. I do a lot of just dance streams, so I find that wide FOV is great. I actually usually switch to my Facecam Mark II when I do those streams because my current lens on my Panasonic that I use with my Cam Link is very narrow, and I absolutely would not be able to fit my whole dance on the stream. So if you guys are just dance streamers, or maybe an artist, or maybe someone's just moving around a lot, that's great. Something to consider with these webcams. So obviously we got great 1080p 60 quality outputting right now from Facecam Mark II. So let's go ahead and tune in those settings. So first, I want to zoom in a little, and then I want to change from automatic. I like automatic, but in a setting like this, we have really bright lights. Facecam Mark II isn't necessarily tuned for these ginormous lights we have here. It's more for your home setup. So I want to make sure I fine tune that. So I want to make sure, a little pro tip here is you want to make sure that your whites, so like these bright areas over here, you want to make sure you can still see detail in them. If you get, maybe this bright look looks cool, but look, I've lost detail on the wall. So make sure to bring that down a bit so that you get that detail back. Then we'll adjust the ISO a little bit, and then I'll tweak this down one more notch. And then we've got a nice moody look. What I really love from Facecam Mark II specifically is I love the sharpness, right? Like the detail in my hat, I've got so much texture on here. This is embroidered. I feel like you can see so much detail in my hair. I think that's what really shines for me with Facecam Mark II. Oh, dang it, my makeshift setup didn't work. Can you fix that for me? I try my best. And then you also have a high dynamic range, which I also really love and I think is going to be great in this setup. Not really sure why Phil turned it off. I would like that on because look, what that basically does, covering decency. Don't look at that. What that basically does is it kind of captures the high end of your video and the bright lights and then the dark shadows in your video, and it basically makes it so that you have both of them in your final output. It captures both of them and then basically combines. So you could see, like for example, Phil's got a black shirt. In other webcams, you wouldn't see any detail. Here you can see, look, the wrinkles are there. You can see a lot of details. Yeah, the wrinkles from the flexing. Just so much flexing he's doing. So yeah, I really, really like how high dynamic range looks. I just get a lot more detail back. And I'll do that switch one more time. Obviously, it's going to just move that. So we just reset right here. And you can see the difference, right? If I try to go brighter here, we're going to start losing some of the detail in the whites behind me. And then maybe some of I guess we don't go too dark in the setup, but maybe right here on Phil's shirt, you start losing some detail. So you can turn that on or off. I'll just leave it on standard for right now. Then we can keep going. I'm actually going to zoom out a little bit. I like having space. And actually, did you show presets yet?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so with presets, you can actually zoom and then press and hold any of these letters, and now you have presets. So if I want to go back to me, hello everybody, welcome back to my stream. Did you notice that Phil's here with me today? What's up, Phil? How's it going? That's just fun. You can also toggle those with Stream Deck, which I'll showcase in just a little bit. But you can see I have this great, the colors on Facecam Mark II are beautiful. This is so true to life. I mean, I have a bunch of different colors here. You have a bunch of different colors behind me. You can see this purple. I feel like they're so true. I don't get super, my nose always gets really red. It's not super, blown out. It's showing the real red of my nose. I have other webcams that I've used in the past, and they just make my nose looks like Rudolph. Okay. All right. Then, of course, we have the contrast and stuff like that. I kind of leave that usually around 75. Saturation, I actually don't like boosting that too far. I feel like visually, as an artist, I feel like when you go too far on something like a webcam or even a camera, you start getting artificial looking pinks. And I like it to look really real. So sometimes you might boost this up and you're like, oh yeah, this looks great. Well, my lips aren't really that pink. The background there, it's not really that pink. I try to keep it really true to life. So I like to put something behind me that gives me some sort of an indicator of what the actual colors look like, and then I tune my saturation and vibrancy based on that. I also do actually like how vibrancy looks, so I will add just a little bit, and then I'll bring down, oops, not the sharpness. I'll bring down a little bit of saturation. The difference between saturation and vibrancy, it's basically just altering the colors and bringing out, you know, the saturation in the colors in different ways.
What you may
Um,
want to look at also is that white balance, which is
yeah,
still set
I'm
to
on my way.
automatic.
Yeah, I'm on my way. So then, you know, once you've got all of that tuned in, you can set your white balance. I actually find that the automatic white balance on Facecam Mark II is really, really good. But if I wanted to tune that in manually, we have temperature and tint control. I know that that was a really common request for the Facecam Mark I. So good news with Facecam Mark II, you actually do have that. So what I can do here is I can adjust between cool and warm for temperature, and then for tint, I can go between green and purplish pink, magenta. So I actually really like a warm looking output. So I will, it is really warm here though. I will bring that down only a little bit. I do like how that looks. And then I can just mess around here to get rid of, I feel like the background's a little too yellow just because the lights that we have back there. So I'll go a little more, which way do I want to go? The thing I like to do here, my little pro tip is I like to overshoot and then bring it back. I feel like if you only nudge in one direction, then you don't, like, you're possibly missing out on a better look. So I'm gonna stick with something like that. 4600 Kelvin, -6 tint. I think that looks good. I think that my blush is blushing right now. Love that. Getting my value. And then we have noise reduction. I do like using this because I usually stream in the dark. I don't like having too many lights on, especially when it's later in the day. So I like to add a little bit of noise reduction. That way I don't need to turn on that many lights. But you can also turn that off. So right now, I actually wouldn't need it. I'm in a really well-lit studio. I don't really need any noise reduction, and you actually don't see, you know, noise appear when I turn that off. But if you are in a really dark environment, maybe you don't have full control of your lighting, you can actually turn that to high, and I feel like you don't lose too much detail when you do that, which is great with Facecam Mark II. You also have anti-flicker, so sometimes you'll have a neon light behind you that's flickering. You can change the hertz here to, you know, basically ensure that you don't get that ugly flicker in the back. But obviously, you know, key light, you know, flicker free, so you don't have to worry about that with key light. All right. Then you have, of course, those similar effects. You can add like a very soft blur, so you kind of have that DSLR effect, that's like shallow depth of field, but that's all digital, which is really cool. So you don't actually have to, you know, buy a super expensive camera to achieve this effect. Or maybe, you know, you have someone running around in the background. You don't want them, you know, well, you still show up because you're too close to the camera, but, you know, you don't want necessarily, no, it just likes you. It wants to capture you. But maybe you don't want your messy clothes on the floor to show up. You can actually, you know, bump that, and you don't have to worry about like, oh, Zoom is gonna, you know, I'm gonna join this meeting and it's gonna be off. Well, you know what? With virtual camera, you can control that yourself. You have the full control. So cool. If I wanted to be, you know, sharing the news, like, hey everyone, did you know that Elgato has deals for Prime Day? Now this is breaking news, everybody. Make sure to head over to elgato.com to check out those deals. So yeah, we have some already here. You can also add your own videos or pictures. And then of course we have those LUTs, but I just love the look on Facecam Mark II. I ain't using none of those. And I really want to use eye contact because I actually don't think I've ever used it before. So ready? Let's get the uncanny look for me. Whoa, give me like lighter eyes. Whoa. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my stream. I'm actually looking down right now, but you can't tell. Or maybe you can. But hey, you know what? Sometimes you might need this. So there you go. Like I could have probably used that during COVID college where I could be playing Switch down here, right, like down here, and I actually look like I'm paying attention. Anyways, or making very direct eye contact. So that is Facecam Mark II. Let me take a quick picture here again.
So for everyone in, you know, can you do all this
Did you
in
queue
60
any
seconds?
questions?
What can you redo this in 60 seconds?
Sure. Yeah, I got you.
We didn't have that many questions, except let's see here. Yeet Torora says, I want to get a Facecam, 4K Facecam, but I only have one USB-C port on my PC, and that's used by my Elgato. Well, you can get a USB A to C cable. As long as it's 3.0, you're good there. Or you can also get a adapter, like a USB A to C adapter, and use that. So
I like how you're looking at the main camera. Look this way. That's a sticker for Discord right there. All right.
Let's see. Yeah, we have 60 hertz for the US and 50 hertz for Europe. Yep. So that's the Texas Haas. That's going to be a setting for your power frequency. Yeah, if you're in Europe, you do 50 hertz, and if you're in the US, you do 60, and that stops flickering from. Typically, it's going to be like kind of room lighting or bad lights that you have. If you have good lights like the Facecam Neo or the Facecam Neo, the Keylight Neo or our Keylight, then you don't need to worry about that either way. Also, Burrito, I'm totally judging you right now for the inverse scrolling on your MacBook trackpad. What is going on here?
That's what I do on my work
Let me guess, you
PC,
also
and then my
say GIF.
personal is opposite. Everything work, I flip, so that way I always know when I'm in work mode. Like I have light mode on all my things for work. I have dark mode on my personal things on my personal laptop. I have the normal scroll, and then I inverse it on my work laptop. That's how I keep the brain cells, you know? Oh, I thought we were gonna get the clip farmed.
All right, sorry, but I know
Bro.
you were trying
Yes.
to show the difference in the cameras here.
So what I've done here is I've named the two different camera previews. So this one's Facecam 4K. This one's Facecam for Mark II. You can see the difference right here.
Very
That's
nice.
why I love Facecam Mark II. I just feel like the colors are so good. All right.
And we're really not giving these webcams an easy setup. Yes, we have a lot of lights on us, but we have a lot of light in the background.
Yeah.
Typically at home, I would say that with good lighting, at say like 1 or 2 Keylight Neos pointed at you or 1 or 2 Keylights, it's going to look even better because you're not going to have that really, really bright background studio like we do. Because we have a bunch of other lights on here to make sure that it all looks good and everything.
Yep.
And that's typically not what you're going to see in your own home setup. So we really are challenging these cameras to the maximum. But yeah, that's Facecam Mark II. Actually,
Oh,
do you
you
want
didn't
to?
want a 60-second demo?
Well, do you want to talk about the
Yeah.
hardware a little
Let's
bit?
talk about the hardware. All right. So this is Facecam Mark II. You may notice it's wider than the original Facecam, shorter than the original Facecam. It looks a little bit different, absolutely. It does also have a built-in lens cap, which I love. Again, I told you, I love being able to visually know that my camera is completely covered. So aside from, obviously, this light turns off when it's not being used, I have the additional security of knowing that the lens is covered. So to uncover that, all you do is just put your finger right there and swipe it to the side. Then, of course, we have the built-in monitor mount, which you can remove and attach it to a tripod, even something like a mic arm, whatever you want. And so you can do that very easily. And then, of course, we have the detachable USB-C cable so that you can go ahead and maybe use your own cable, use the cable that it comes with. Maybe if you're on the go, it's super easy to pack up. I actually use Facecam Mark II when I visit family back in Florida. So, for example, I just did like running a cafe stream back home. I don't have all my gear there, so I just packed up my Facecam Mark II. Super easy, set that up. I had that wide FOV, which is great for cooking up some good matcha in the kitchen. So yeah, that is the hardware for Facecam Mark II. Check that out. It's also got the really nice, like, shiny Elgato logo at the top. Look at that. Ooh, it's clean. I love our product designs.
We had a question here from NP Zinc. How do we have easy way to open and close the privacy shutter on Facecams whilst attached to a prompter? The simple answer is going to be there isn't one. So when your camera is inside of a prompter, you obviously don't have access to the front of it. So at that point, you are making that trade-off. You could do something like just throw, I mean, if you're using the shroud back plate, you could just throw the cloth over the front. You could even maybe just take a piece of cardboard and put it on the front of the prompter. Actually, Burrito's got the prompter right here.
Oh yeah. See, I just quietly grabbed this. Don't look at the floor. I definitely damaged that. Anyways, so yeah, for example, here you've got the
Maybe that works.
yeah,
I don't
if
know.
you attach this, you can cover
Yep.
the front there like that. So there you
That's
go.
that's an option, but yeah, you're definitely like
They also, I don't know if you mentioned it, the 3D print file from Marketplace. There is one, I believe, on Marketplace that lets you basically 3D
okay.
print a cover that just snaps right on and covers this entire mirror.
Yeah.
So even if you're using a different camera or something like that, you don't have to worry about it.
Okay. Then let's see. We have another question here from how stable from Next Corey Starry. How stable is the Facecam Mark II on the monitor? So maybe we can actually use our PTZ here, and it is incredibly stable. So the Facecam Mark II and the Facecam 4K both come with the same mount, and that mount is like that camera is not moving. Obviously, if you're seeing any jitter from that's like us moving the table, but the camera is stable. The camera, I mean, Burrito can, yeah, maybe kind of, let's see. You can see there, this camera is, you can try to rotate it, move it up and down a little bit. That camera is not moving on its own. It is very stable. It's a very high quality mount. And there you can also see that blue little LED letting you know that video is on. If you were to close Camera Hub or OBS, then that light would turn off, letting you know that there is no video being pulled through the camera. Let's see. We have another question here from the Not Real Rays. Well, I only want to talk to the Real Rays, so let's get them in the room. But the Not Real Rays asks, how is it on all automatic settings? So Burrito's just setting up again here. So yeah, we can show you the automatic settings. I do want to warn you though, we are putting these cameras in quite challenging conditions because we have a very bright background. And so with the camera, and I can tell you this like right away, what's going to happen is the camera is going to think, oh, the background is really bright. Let me just, like the overall scene is really bright. Let me just make everything darker. So it's probably going to actually underexpose for Burrito. But let's see. Yep. Maybe just reset everything to default again. And there we go. Oh, yeah. That's actually better than expected. You do have an option there. See that metering option? So that actually tells the camera where to look. So should it take the average scene, basically take the entire frame? Should it put more weight at the center and basically keep the center more exposed? Or should it expose a singular dot? So it's doing a pretty good job right now. Again, we're giving it pretty challenging conditions here. I would say some manual tuning in this setup particularly is required. For you at home though, let's say you just have some lights in front of you, maybe one light that's behind you, like a room light, a lamp or something. It's gonna look different and frankly, it'll look better. Here we just have this, you can see there, it's actually such a bright room that, the dynamic range there is being hammered quite hard.
Yep.
But it's very easy to tune yourself, and then you can save those settings.
We're so back. Yeah, so then now that I've changed all those settings, I got it to look how I want, I can just go ahead and hit save, and now all those settings are saved onto the hardware itself. So with that onboard memory, I can now take this webcam, move it to my laptop, and those settings remain. There is a quick note there, which is that these software-based effects don't transfer over, but these hardware ones absolutely do. So if you've had to deal with, maybe you restart your computer in the middle of a stream and hey, oh my God, now all my camera settings are different. That's a big benefit of our webcams is that they have onboard memory. You don't have to worry about losing those settings. You tune them how you want, and then you can reliably count on them to be exactly how you want them to be when you need them to be. Yeah. So then, if you connect it to a different computer, reset the computer. What else could you do with it? I guess that's it. That's the two options.
You can even connect it to something that maybe isn't even a computer. I mean, in theory, you could connect it to a Nintendo Switch. You could connect it to I'm going to say the dreaded word. Don't hate me, guys, but you can connect it to a Linux computer. You could connect it to, an iPad even, right? Because iPads support webcams now, so you can connect those and then it'll save all of those settings.
Yep. You want me to do Neo or?
Yeah, let's do Neo, and then I can do Neo.
Actually,
and then
we have a really quick video to watch.
Oh, we do?
From Night Owl, who's going to be showcasing Facecam Mark II. Since we just showed you the hardware and the software setup for Facecam Mark II, let's go ahead and see what it looks like in somebody else's setup. And that's going to be a video from Night Owl. And then if you guys have any questions, while the video's playing or, about anything that we demoed, make sure to do !Q in the chat. We'll queue that up for you and we will be answering them. So any question, simple, complicated, make sure to ask them. But for now, let's check out this video from Night Owl.
We'll be right back.
Oh.
If you're a content creator like me, you just want your gear to work and give you the highest quality possible without getting in your way or taking days to tweak and set everything up. And that's exactly why the Facecam Mark II has quickly become one of my favorite webcams to recommend to other content creators. Other than being pretty affordable, buying a webcam is mostly about convenience. You just want something that you can plug in, stick on top of your monitor, and you're ready to start streaming, creating a video, or jump in your next Zoom meeting. The problem is a lot of webcams will sacrifice their image quality and features in order to keep that convenience, and that's why I love the Facecam Mark II, because not only do you get the ease of use that you want, you also get an image quality like this. The Facecam Mark II captures uncompressed 1080p video at up to 60 frames per second. It also has HDR support for difficult lighting situations, so you should be able to keep detail in the brightest and darkest parts of your image, as well as having a privacy screen for when you're not using it. It also even has the ability to blur or maybe replace your background if that's something you need. But honestly, one of my favorite features of this camera is the lens itself, because it has an 84-degree field of view wide angle lens, which is perfect for creators in smaller spaces, because it means you get to see more of the room you're in without it feeling cramped. Or if you're someone that uses a green screen for your content, you'll still be able to move and kind of be energetic on stream without awkwardly cutting off your limbs. The lens itself is also an f2.4 aperture, which is going to be great for gathering in as much light as possible, because in basic terms it means it's going to be easier to get a brighter, cleaner looking image without needing a ridiculously powerful lighting setup. Obviously, good lighting is essential for any camera really, and if you don't have good lighting, your image will look dark and the camera is going to have to compensate by boosting the ISO, creating a more noisy, grainy looking image, meaning it'll look somewhat like a bad CCTV footage. For example, right now I'm in a relatively small dark room, even though it might not look it, but the camera settings are at the lowest possible. It's at 100 ISO and the key light that's lighting my face is only at 10% brightness, which is pretty comfortable and easy to sit in front of. Whereas if I had a camera that had a worse lens, I would need a much bigger and brighter lighting setup to get a usable image, which honestly would be horrible to sit in front of for hours on end. Another thing I really appreciate about this camera is the consistency of it, because once you've dialed all your settings in, you can actually save it on board so that next time when you go to stream or record again, the settings will be exactly how you've left it. Because I've had webcams in the past that don't do this, and you have to faff around and set up everything every single time you want to go live, which doesn't sound like a big deal, but if you create content all the time, you end up wasting more time dialing in your settings rather than actually making things and recording videos, which, well, just honestly slows you down. Plus, if you're someone that already owns other Elgato products, like maybe you own a Stream Deck or a Stream Deck Plus, there's even more ways to control this camera, because you'll be able to adjust things on the fly. Like maybe you want to zoom in for emphasis, or you want to change the color temperature, or add a look to your image to create a style or a mood to your content, or maybe you want to activate face tracking because you're someone that dances or moves around in frame a lot and you want to be centered in the frame perfectly. It's all the little features like this which really help to elevate your content, and that's why the Facecam Mark II is a great choice for creators who just want high quality video without any of the unnecessary hassle.
We'll just keep showing new ones throughout the
And
whole
we're
stream.
back.
What's up? All right, so that was an awesome video from Night Owl. We do
Thank
have
you so
shout
much.
outs in the
Yeah.
chat, so make sure to drop them a follow. And I totally agree with Clover. Night Owl always has the best lighting. That like blue orange look, it's kind of giving me like older Instagram vibes. Like, do you remember like when like all the photographers were doing that blue orange, but like just it's like a fresh take on that. So Night Owl always has the best lighting. That's why we wanted to show you how good Facecam Mark II looks in their setup. So yeah, awesome. That was Facecam Mark II. That's the power of currently, isn't it under $100?
I believe it is. Let's take a quick look at Facecam Mark II here and what you can get it for. So let's go over here to, again, Elgato.com. And let's see here. We have cameras. There we go. So Facecam Mark II, if you liked what you just saw, you can get it for 35% off, or
I think 94 is the lowest price I've seen.
that is actually wild.
Yeah.
$94 or 95. Okay, 96 with tax, and tip on there. But
What?
yeah, you can get it for just around $100, which for this webcam is incredible. Even if you're just starting out, it's going to be great. If you are, looking to upgrade from, maybe you still have an older, like a C920 or something like that, this is going to be a great step up if you're not looking to jump all the way to the Facecam 4K just yet. So yeah, that's
And
Facecam
Facecam
Mark
4K,
II.
show that deal too.
And then, of course, we talked earlier about Facecam 4K, and that one you can get for 25% off. So let's take a look. What is Amazon actually pricing that at? $150, you can see there. So for just a couple bucks more there, for 50 bucks more, you can get 4K 60 video with those lens filters. You saw earlier what it looks like when you put the black mist filter on there or the starlight. You can attach many more different filters. So that's Facecam 4K there. You get that camera hub software. You get all of those effects that you can add there. It is really, really great quality.
Yep.
Only on sale right now during Prime Day.
During Prime Day, so make sure to check it out and buy. Phil, what do you think that Facecam 4K is, with tax and tip?
I
Can you just press the
mean,
button on the screen for me?
which button? Oh, can I do custom and then hit 0?
Oh, well, I just
Dang.
I'm standing. I watched you do that, bro.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyways, so yeah, it's a great deal right now for Facecam 4K and Facecam Mark II. But that being said, maybe you want to save a little bit more money.
Even
maybe
more.
you don't want to get necessarily 4K right now. Maybe you want to start somewhere a little bit more basic, a little bit cheaper. Actually, sorry, a lot a bit
$38.
cheaper. We do have Facecam Neo on sale right now for $38. You can add an Elgato webcam to your setup, and you know what? Look. It's 1080p. Don't get
1080p
it twisted
still,
here.
yeah.
It's still 1080p 60. It's got the built-in privacy shutter. You can use it for anything, just like any of our webcams, and you get that camera hub control. So let's check
take a
out the
look.
hardware.
All right. So this is Facecam Neo here. It's got that that privacy shutter that Brito just mentioned here. On this one, it's built in on the top here, and you can simply slide it open and slide it closed. You can see there. It's very easy to access, just like this. So when you're done for the day, when you're done with meetings, or you're done with your stream, where you're recording, you just close it like that. It's got that status LED at the front here, so you'll always know when video is being pulled in. And then it also has this monitor mount. Now, this monitor mount is a little bit special because you'll see on the front here, it has a little bit of clear plastic. And what this does is it actually kind of disappears in your setup. We as humans, we start to ignore like small details, and this thing kind of almost blends into the bezel of your monitor or of your laptop, depending on where you mount it. And so it looks really clean. It almost looks like this thing is kind of floating on your monitor or on your laptop. Then on the back, in this case, you do have an attached cable. This is going to be a USB-C cable here if I pull this all the way up. So this is going to be a USB-C cable. What's interesting too is in this case, it's 1080p 60 video, but it just needs USB 2.0. Any USB port that's USB-C is going to be at minimum 2.0, and most of them are going to be 3.0, so you're all good there. So this does include a braided USB-C cable attached to the camera. So this is Facecam Neo. This is what you get in the box. And the software is that same camera hub software that we've been demoing all along. And now let's take a look at this camera quality.
Yeah, because we did actually get a question from Ginger. Can we see the footage captured on stream from Facecam Neo? Absolutely. You got it right now. Look at that. That's the quickest answer I could possibly give you. There you go.
And boom, there we go. So this is Facecam Neo right here. And we've got it. Let me actually set that to 1080p 60 here for you. And this is all of the, let's just do it again, but these are all of the default settings right out of the box. You can see it's focusing there on me, and we have a lot of the same settings. So let's go through these one by one. First of all, you have your digital zoom. Now, keep in mind, this is 1080p video that you're zooming in on. So at that, you do want to keep this kind of to a minimum, but I'm going to frame myself up again here. There we go. Also, I'm wearing this brand new hat. This is pretty slick, Brito, not going to lie. I like it.
Oh, yeah.
So you have that same zoom and FOV, and then you can also do that digital pan tilt to kind of give yourself that framing. Again, keep a light touch on that. Then you have focus. So this does have autofocus. You can turn that off. In most cases, it'll work great for you. It'll keep you in focus if you move around. But if you do notice there it's doing that focus hunting, you can of course also just turn that off and then manually adjust the focus distance here. So let's get that dialed in just about there. I think that's pretty good, pretty sharp. Then we have our picture settings. Again, I wouldn't touch these until you actually change the exposure and white balance. The reason being these are essentially post-process effects. So these are done after you've done your main exposure setup and your white balance setup. So we'll leave these alone for now, and we'll come down to exposure. Now, Facecam Neo here, again, we're in a kind of a unique setup. We have a lot of lights coming at us. We also have a very bright light back here. We have another bright light kind of right behind me. So this is actually a pretty challenging setup that you normally wouldn't really find for a webcam. So it's trying to do its best here in this automatic setting. We can also change the weighting here. Let's see if it pulls it up. Okay, so now it's doing spot. So what it's actually seeing now, interestingly enough, is it's probably looking at the mic or my face, and so it's brightening up everything. You can tell, though, now it's overexposing the background because it's exposing for me, but not for the background. In this case, I do want to use manual exposure because I think it's just going to give us the best look. So I'm going to turn that to manual, and now we can start tweaking around with it. So I'll move this down here a little bit. That's already much, much better. In fact, there's not much I need to change here. You can still see that the background is a little bit overexposed. There is the option for using wide dynamic range or even high dynamic range. However, for high dynamic range, you will need to switch down to 30 FPS because high dynamic range essentially combines two frames, one that's on a like higher exposure, one lower exposure, and it merges them together. When I change this setting here, you'll see what happens is now the background is exposed and I'm exposed as well.
That looks good.
At 30 FPS though. So this will give you just great video. And now I can also go in and I can, make myself a little bit brighter if I want to, something like this. Maybe also tweak the, let's see, we'll pull that down a little bit more. There we go. All right. Then we also have the white balance here. I'm going to tweak that. Ooh, that looks a lot better. As you can see, it's using the darker wood here. It's using my black shirt and it's kind of adjusting the white balance for that. But ooh, I think that looks a lot better color-wise here. Let's see. We can also, again, tweak that a little bit. That's way too much. That's too blue. So yeah, I think that 5,000 Kelvin was actually pretty perfect there. And same with the tint here. We can mess around with the tint. That's obviously too purple. That's too green. Let's move that a little bit. Even there, it was pretty good already, kind of at that base setting. So I'm just going to leave it there. Then you also have noise reduction. Again, we're in a pretty bright room here, so I might not need it. So I can turn that off. I can also, set it to light, medium, or high. So this right here is what I would tune Facecam Neo to. You've got detail in the background here. My face is properly exposed. I now have a cap on, so the light, there's going to be some shadow there if I take it off. There we go. Now it's going to be brighter. You also have detail in the background. Once you have your main image set up, now you can go in and use these other picture settings to kind of fine tune and tweak it. So if you do want a little bit more contrast, a little bit more punch there, you could boost this up. I actually do like it. I'm going to turn on a little bit more contrast there. There's also some saturation here. That does look a little bit too intense. So let's tweak that. Well, actually, that 50 value is pretty good. There's also sharpness. Of course, you can overdo it here. You can make it a little too soft. But I'll give that just a little boost, actually, maybe 70%. You also have a vibrancy slider. This is only on Facecam Neo, and this is really this can crank
It's on
those
Facecam Mark
colors.
II.
Oh, it's on Facecam Mark II as well? All right.
He wasn't listening when I demoed, chat.
I was not listening. So yeah, you can also crank this up. Actually, I'm just going to leave this at 0 because we're going for more of a neutral image here. Of course, this is to taste, so you can tune it however you want there. But I think overall, I really like this. For $38 right now during Prime Day, that's really good image quality. And of course, it has hardware storage for those settings. So once it's all tuned, I can just hit save, and there we go. Now those settings are on the camera, and they won't change. I can also go into the software effects here, like background blur if I want to. I can add that if I have a compatible NVIDIA RTX GPU. I can also add LUTs here if I want to change the color even more. And there's also that eye contact. All of this is within Camera Hub. And then from there, you can bring the Elgato virtual camera into OBS. So I think for $38, everything you get here, I mean, this just looks really, really good right now.
You take a quick little smiling picture to compare.
Let's see. There we have that. And then compare to.
I took pictures before with the other two
You
cameras.
did. Okay. All right. So yeah, this is now in kind of its perfect state. And what we could do now is we've also got all three of them connected. So I can actually switch between them as well. So let's see. We've got Facecam Mark II here. Takes a second to come back up. There we go. And then we have Facecam 4K here as well. And yep, it just takes a second. Oh, this one I need to tune a little bit more or like move over. There we go. But you can see there that was a little comparison there between those cameras here. So moving from Facecam 4K, which is our top end studio webcam, to the Facecam Mark II here, which this one I would tweak just a little bit maybe because it's a little bit overexposed. There we go. Perfect. But yeah, we'll just hit save there to Facecam Neo.
Can you show the folder with the pictures now?
Yep, let's do it. So let's see if we
just rename the last one.
These by date. That would be the first one.
Make it full screen.
Let's see. Is it F11 or just like that? No, how do you just go full screen? All right, I'm just going to zoom in.
Bottom.
There we go. Okay. So here we have Facecam Neo, Facecam Mark II, and Facecam 4K. Oh, look, Burrito, you've changed so much between that and that picture.
I mean, I thought I was going to demo Neo, so.
Oh, okay.
All right, cool.
So,
yeah, and then we have the hardware here again for one more comparison. If you could pass me that Mark II. Here we have the 3 webcams in front of me, and oh my God, this Neo, stop it. Stop, relax, chill. All right. So again, this one is just $37. It's a great price. It's a great intro camera. If you are new, maybe to content creating, maybe you're joining meetings all day long, you want a reliable camera that you can save onboard settings to, this is a great webcam for you. Then we have Facecam Mark II. It's under $100 right now with these deals. So if you're looking for really nice color, really nice sharpness, 1080p 60 quality, then Facecam Mark II is the webcam for you to buy during Amazon Prime deals. Then here we have Facecam 4K. If you like 4K 60, you want to look sharp, you want that 60 frames per second, this can be the next webcam that you can add to your setup. And then you also get, of course, those lens filters that you can add on. And then for both Facecam Mark II and 4K, you have detachable cables. For Facecam Neo, you have an attached USB-C. So yeah, that being said, those are our webcams. There is one more piece to the puzzle, though, which is Camlink 4K. If you already have a camera and you want to start using it as a webcam, then this is the way to do it. You just connect it with USB to your computer, connect HDMI to your camera, and then for most cameras, you'll be able to use Camlink to use your camera as a webcam.
All the way up to 4K 60. And we talked earlier about USB-C. Something that we did somewhat recently is when you get a Camlink 4K, it'll actually include a USB A to C adapter cable in there. It's actually a little extension cable because if you connect this directly to your computer and then you like tug on the HDMI, you don't want that. You don't want it like messing with the Camlink or your USB port. So that little cable that it includes will take this USB A and convert it to USB-C for you. So that's Camlink 4K. It's just a little HDMI adapter that turns basically any camera into a 4K 60 compatible webcam for your computer for live streaming, recording, video conferencing, podcasting, whatever it might be.
Yep. And I've been using Camlink 4K with my Panasonic G7 since 2019, I think. And it's awesome. I absolutely love being able to use a camera as my main webcam. I use a Facecam Mark II as my second webcam. So if that's something you're interested in, maybe you have a camera that's sitting around most of the time. Maybe you don't. Maybe you have an older one. Maybe you got one from a friend. This can be a really cool way to basically turn it into a super high quality webcam. And that's available right now for 24% off. So for just $75, you can add this to your setup and turn your camera into a webcam. If you're also curious about compatibility, does your camera work with Camlink 4K? We actually have a really cool resource here that Phil will pull up that basically lets you know some tested cameras. Because something you have to consider is if you get a clean output from the camera, because obviously you don't want overlaid, like shutter speed and stuff like that. Look at that. What's up, Phil? So here you can actually see some tried and true cameras, and some that if they have that little like orange mark, that means that there's just a note. So maybe, for example, in this case,
Let's see. We'll go to the Lumix. This one has been reported that it does not, doesn't output live video, only recorded video. If you have an older Sony, for example, here, like the RX 104, requires dummy battery for power. Some of them will also output like video that is maybe cropped or something like that. So there's many different, oh yeah, this camera shuts off after a certain amount of time, is not recommended. So we try to give you the information. Also, if you have a camera that you have been using with Camlink and it works great, do let us know. We actually have a form you can submit, and this helps us fill in this page and provide even more information. So yeah, there's a video that you can learn how to test, or you can also let us know what the compatibility is of those cameras.
Yep. And for some of you, you even search it up. Some people have tested it, maybe post about it like on Reddit that they use it. So
The thing is, it
yeah.
typically only applies to older cameras. If you buy, I mean, it could be like a DJI camera, a GoPro, any Sony, Panasonic from the last 5 years or 6 years, basically everything after like 2015, you're pretty much good to go. But there was this weird era between, I don't know, it's like the 2005 to 2015, where some cameras had HDMI outputs. They could play like recorded video, but they couldn't, or they could play HDMI but only at 720p and not the 4K that they could record at. Like all sorts of weird stuff happening there. So yeah, if you have a newer camera, you're probably good to go. If you have an older one, definitely take a look online.
Did you know that 2015 was
Don't
a
say the
little longer
words.
than
Why are you
5,
saying
6
the
years ago?
words?
Just a little bit.
Can we not talk about that?
Oh, okay.
Actually, COVID doesn't count, so it's actually like we're back in, it's 2021 right now because those 5 years don't count.
Sure.
Yeah.
Wow. Does that also remove wrinkles from my face if we do that? All right.
You can get
So
a filter for that.
speaking of removing, wrinkles from your face, or
Speaking
maybe
of removing
better
your face.
lighting on your face, more flattering lighting, we are going to talk about key light because, man, what is a webcam? What is a camera without lighting? You need good lighting to get the best video out of basically any camera. So once you get your webcam, you'll want to make sure to also add some lighting to your cart. Or maybe if you already have a webcam and you're not super stoked with how it looks, maybe lighting can be the first thing that you solve before you upgrade that webcam. And then you're going to need it anyways. So it's a great time to shop lighting because we have deals on Keylight. We've got deals on Keylight Neo. That Keylight Neo deal in particular is a steal. You're basically stealing from us. So if you want some lighting, it's a great time to shop. Shall we check out Keylight?
Yeah, we've got 2 deals that we have going on right now for lighting. So real quick, let's go here. We've got Keylight here. So Keylight is going to be our flagship light. This is a large edge-lit LED panel that gets super bright, up to 2,800 lumens, and it is up to 25% off right now. Let's see what that is. So you can get it for $100, and you can get one Keylight for $135. It comes with this telescopic pole mount. We call it Master Mount L. So that goes up and down, and it clamps to your desk, and it keeps it super nice and organized. The question then is, well, how do you control this light? Let's say it's like up and away from your setup. This was very much a part, something that we thought about when building this light, because you're sitting at your desk, you put your light at the back of your desk, you've got maybe 1 or 2 of them, it's out of reach. How do you control it? Well, that's through Wi-Fi. So you control your key light via Wi-Fi. Once you pair it to your network, it'll show up on your desktop or on the mobile control center app, and you can, of course, also control it with Stream Deck. Rito's going to get it set up here, and then we will show what that looks like. The other light that we have is going to be the Keylight Neo, which is also available on Amazon. It's not on our website for some reason, but let's see, where was that? Did we have that set up here? I'll just pull it up, actually. Keylight Neo. From Elgato. Here we go. Check this out. So Keylight Neo in white is 47% off. I don't know if that's intentional, maybe not. Oopsies. But for you guys, it's an awesome deal to get a light that you can mount right on your monitor, right on your laptop, or anywhere else because it has a 1/4 inch thread on there. It also gets very bright. It's USB powered, which is pretty cool. So you can plug it into directly into your computer. You can plug it into a battery pack, or just a your typical like phone wall charger, and power it that way. It has buttons on the front, and you can also control it via Wi-Fi. So that's Keylight Neo. Those are our 2 lights that are on sale right now. And this Keylight Neo, man, for just $42, I mean, you might as well just pick it up for the heck of it, just to have.
Just for fun.
Just for fun. Yeah, exactly. But
Right.
now let's take a deeper look at Keylight.
So right here, I have got a key light. Check this out. It's big. This thing is big. It's got multiple layers of diffusion. It's soft on your eyes. You can use it for very long streaming or recording sessions. Check that out. That big panel helps make sure that you have nice diffused lighting on your face. And then back here, we have obviously the connection point. This connects it to the power, which I do have set up to show you in just a moment. And then you have the on and off and reset switch right here. So yeah, then you have multiple mounting points. I mean, some people that have a key light right now in chat, you might not know this. Are you ready? You have a mounting point here. You have a mounting point here. You also have a mounting point here. And hold on, hold the phone. You also have a mounting point here. So that's something actually I think a lot of people don't realize is that you can mount your key light. Can we zoom out real quick? You can mount your key light horizontally, but you can also mount it vertically. So maybe if you're putting it right in a corner or anything like that, you can actually have multiple mounting points here to adapt. So speaking of mounting points, here is the mount that you get when you order a key light. It's obviously got built-in, not built-in, it's got optional cable clips right here so you can have a really clean setup. And then it's got these 2 adjustment points. So it can get really tall, but not yet. Wait, no, please, I have to mount
Well, I
it.
just want to show that, yeah, these move up and down. So here you have your adjust points for the height, and it will for sure go over any monitor that you have.
And then what I'll do now is I'll simply loosen this to release the ball head here, and then I will mount it. And it really is that simple. It's super easy to add to your setup. I love that it comes with this mount so that you're basically ready to go. You just clamp it to your desk and then go ahead and adjust like that. Tighten that. There you go. It's mounted. Now we'll go ahead and connect it. So I have a cable ready right here. And then right back here, you will just plug that in. Check this out. Can we get a zoom on that? Oh, we got a purchase here by Mr. Torrance. What'd you get? All right. It is quite simple. You just connect here, and then you'll want to make sure.
No?
Nah, do it. All right. So then you just connect it there. You switch it on, and now you are ready to stream and record. Check out that lighting on Phil. Look at that.
It's nice and bright because I'm right there.
Yep. All right. And there is Keylight.
The next step would be then to actually pair it to your network. There's a couple different ways to do that. You can, of course, use your phone, but if you have a laptop or desktop with Wi-Fi, then you can also do it that way. So if we come over here to our system, we have our Control Center app here at the bottom. You can see there's already some lights on our network. And then when you want to add a new light, you can simply click on plus here,
Do you want me to
and
reset
it
it for
will
you?
search for a light. Yeah, we might actually need to reset this one so that it pairs new. Resetting it is also quite easy. You just press and hold the power button for about 10 seconds, and the light is going to flash 3 times, and then it will reset itself.
There it is.
All right, 1, 2, 3. And once it turns on, you then have to simply select it in the UI here. You type in your Wi-Fi password, and it pairs right to your network. There we go. Check it out. New light. We'll hit connect, and then I actually need to see what the password is.
And don't show that on stream. Definitely don't show that on stream. But yeah, once you have it connected, Control Center basically lets you control it from either your computer. You can get the Control Center app on your phone so that you can control it wirelessly, which is awesome. And then you can also control it with Stream Deck. So once you have it connected, you can just use the Control Center plugin. Already has all of the actions that you need, so you can adjust brightness and color temperature. Speaking of brightness, Keylight is bright. I would almost never recommend to use it at 100% brightness. It is that good. So I usually use mine around maybe 15 to 20% brightness. I feel like because it's, pretty close to me, right in front of me, and I aim them at me. I don't do a bounce light. I think that with my 2 key lights at 15%, I get a really, really nice, soft, diffused, but bright to keep my camera sharp lighting effect on my face. Yeah.
All right, so we're just doing the pairing now. I've typed in the Wi-Fi password, and basically what the computer will do is it'll send the password to the light, and then the light is going to, it'll also flash to let you know if it's connected, or it'll flash a couple times if it doesn't. Let's see, we are in quite a corporate network here, so sometimes it can take a second here. If you also have multiple networks, you might need to reconnect then to your network. So let's
Yeah.
see.
But in the meantime, we do have a light set up behind us so we can showcase that control.
Yep. Yeah,
We actually have 2 lights.
Well, okay.
Can we
'Cause
get the PTZ on those in the back?
it's currently pairing, so it does. It takes a second here. It'll be much faster on your home network. Again, we are in a office here, so it just takes a little bit longer.
So yeah, we've got 2 key lights back here. This is usually the kind of setup I would recommend. So I did see somebody ask, is 2 key lights good enough? Absolutely. For a talking head shot, this right here is perfectly even lighting. It's smooth. It's very comfortable on the eyes. I like having it kind of offset from the desk because I find that keeps it out of your immediate eyesight. So that way you have less strain and fatigue while you're streaming or recording for a long time. Then if you also angle it down, then you make sure that the face gets evenly lit. Some people like to do bounce lighting. What that would mean would probably not for this background since it's obviously like wood and dark tones, but if this was a white background, you could actually flip those key lights, especially if you find that maybe you're more sensitive to light. You can flip it around, make it brighter, and have it bounce off of the white wall back onto you. The ultimate effect from that is basically more diffusion on your face and less direct light hitting your eyes. So yeah, I really recommend 2 key lights. So that's why it's a great time to buy them on Prime Day sales. It's just a really good price for 2 of them. So yeah, I did see a couple of people talking in chat about key lights. So George says, bought 2 key lights yesterday. Should that be enough for YouTube videos, talking head specifically? Absolutely, George. That is the perfect lighting for your setup. You're going to really like it. I've actually been running 2 key lights in my setup since around when they came out, I think 2018, and I've never changed it. So I highly recommend. Jeff says surprise key light hasn't gone Mark II yet. There actually is a Mark II version. There might be some Mark Is still in the channels, but I think at this point
it was a pretty minimal change, though. Really, the biggest one was that it now supports 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi networks. So the original only did 2.4. Now you do 5. 5 can be a little bit more reliable if you're in an apartment, for example, and there's lots of other networks around. But otherwise, I mean, the thing it's a light. It's a good light. It's pretty much all you all you need.
All right. So for control, in Control Center, you will have the brightness and the color temperature. Do you want to showcase it? We have the ones in the back. Showcase them in the ones in the back.
Except when I'm in the pairing process, I can't control the lights in the back. So
no, but leave the pairing process. We already have to. I'm going to take this down anyways.
All right, let's see here. I can also do it with the phone. We can also show that pairing process. But let's pull up Control Center here, and it'll automatically discover any lights on the network. What's neat about this too is, I mean, we have this Keylight Neo connected. That's on pointed at me. That's via USB. So that's that USB control, and then we also have the Wi-Fi control of our key lights in the back there. So you can see it's turning off and turning on there when I click on it. We can also turn up this brightness. We can turn it up very bright. We can change the color temperature here if we want to, make it much warmer. We can make it much colder if we want to. So we have all of these controls right here in our Control Center software. And then, of course, this also integrates with Stream Deck. So if you have a Stream Deck, in this case, I have a Stream Deck Plus. Let's see, I actually have way too many Stream Deck Pluses connected. Which one's going to be? Fourth time's the charm.
They didn't name it. Isn't there one demo? There's one demo.
The charm. This is it right here. Okay, so we'll go to a new page here, and then we have our Control Center plugin. Do we have that installed? Yes, we do. So here we go. We have a couple actions. So I can take the on-off action, move that onto a key. I can select all the lights or just one or the other. In this case,
Left is behind you.
It's going to be the left one. And now I can just tap on Stream Deck and it turns off and on. The great thing is it'll always show the status right on Stream Deck. So even if I were to go in manually and turn it off right in Control Center, it still shows the status on the Stream Deck thanks to that API integration, right? And that's really the key there with Stream Deck. So, of course, if you have a Stream Deck with dials like the Stream Deck Plus here, you can also add dial actions like the adjust brightness here. Again, we'll do key light left. You can change the percentage here, and then you can use actually this one dial to do everything. So, if we move this Stream Deck Plus here, you'll be able to see that I can turn on and off the light simply by tapping on the dial and also adjusting the brightness with that. So if I press it, the light turns on and off. There you can see we get a little fancy picture-in-picture going there. I can also just tap on the touch strip here, like so. And then when it's on, I can then use the dial to adjust the actual brightness. I could set up a second dial to adjust the color temperature if I wanted to as well. There's actually a cool little secret there if you wanted to merge this all into one dial. So right now, I've got one dial for brightness, and we've got a second dial for color temperature, right? We can adjust that here. What if we want to do this all on one dial, though? Well, we can do something called a dial stack. And you can take two dial actions, put them both on here. So we've got key light left brightness, we've got color temperature. And what'll happen now is, this is the dial stack here. I can, of course, adjust the brightness. If I press on the dial, it switches to the other action in the dial stack. And now I can adjust the color temperature. And if I press it again, it switches back. And this stack could be multiple actions. It doesn't just need to be lighting. To then turn on and off the light, that functionality, well, it would simply be tapping on the touch strip here to turn it on and turn it off. So that's how you can control key light and also key light Neo from a Stream Deck and Control Center and Stream Deck Plus with those dials.
Yep. Awesome. Anything else for key light and key light Neo?
No, I think one of the biggest kind of unlocks with the key light is that you can do that like room lighting, where essentially you bounce the light off of a back wall or some other surface, because it can get so bright with those 2,800 lumens. You just crank the brightness to 100%, and then if you have two of them, you have one pointing at you, and the other one could be just at the wall or at the ceiling even, and you just boom, you flood your room with light, and it looks really, really good.
Yep, totally agree.
So that's key light, the regular key light, and then we also have, of course, key light Neo in white. That's also on sale. And we have one, I think is new in box. Is it new in box even? It is new in box.
This is new in box.
Rita, do you want to do an unboxing?
We're going to get the satisfying unboxing here. So this is Key Light Neo. So it's a really, really great price right now. It's 47% off in the US. This is a nice sealed one, which means we get the joy of opening it on stream. And essentially what this is a really affordable, low price light that lets you mount it to your monitor. So can we get the PTZ so that I could do the PU? Yeah. All right, let's do it. All right, are you ready? Let's see. Can I get a satisfying peel? Put your bets in the chat. Ready? You got 2 seconds. Put your bets in the chat. Will it be satisfying?
All right, redo.
I fumbled.
Take two.
I fumbled so hard, chat. I folded under the pressure. Hold on. Chris wants L's in the chat, but I think we should get W's in the chat. You should be nice to me.
W for this packaging, because it's all recyclable.
I'm punished already. That was depressing. Alrighty, I'm not good at that. All right, so here we have Key Light Neo. This is what it looks like right out of the box. This is the white one. We also have a black one, but check that out. It's got 3 buttons and a dial here, which is also pressable. And then essentially what that's going to do is let you set presets, let you turn it on and off, and let you switch between
brightness and color temperature.
Brightness and color temperature.
Yeah, controls.
Yep. And then here we have a dial so that you can obviously adjust that between, when you select brightness, you can adjust the brightness. When you select color temperature, you can adjust the color temperature. We've got the mounting point here, and then we have the cable connection. So if we go into the box here, we will get rid of this little paper that I'm sure legally is important, but to me does not matter. And then here I have the monitor mount. You'll see a special detail that we have included here is this clear lip. This basically means that, bezels are getting smaller and smaller every day. I wouldn't even say every year, every day. The bezels are getting smaller. So this basically helps get a more seamless look in front of your laptop or maybe your very thin bezeled monitor, so that when you mount it on your monitor, you aren't covering, a lot of it with that lip.
It also just kind of disappears when the more you use it, you just forget that it's even there.
Yep. And then it also has some adhesive at the bottom. Obviously, this light, it's not super light. And because of that, we want to make sure that it doesn't fall off of your laptop or monitor. So you can just peel this off and then basically have the bottom adhese? Is that a word? Adhere? There we go. Thank you, Chris. Adhere to your laptop, or your monitor. And then obviously this is adjustable up and down, but then you also have an additional point here where you can basically angle it downwards. And then of course you can also attach it to different stands, which we'll showcase in a moment. Then in here we have the cable and the back point, which is really cool for cable management. I'll show that now. And then here is the cable and the extension. So let's get this ugly rip out of here. That was not aesthetic. Sorry, chat.
Yeah, so the controls on the front, you have on off, you have presets, and you have the dial to switch between brightness and color temperature control when you press on it.
Yep.
But this is everything you get in the box here.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, here we will basically attach this to the back, and then what that will let us do is cable manage. So let's go ahead and snap that on, just like that, really satisfying. And then once we connect this cable, you'll see that I'll be able... The mic? Oh. Once I get this cable out here, you'll see how clean this can be. Also great for when you're taking it on the go to be able to cable manage it. So what I'll do, I put it upside down. I'll put it upside down. There. Perfect.
And that is an optional piece. You don't need that, but
I
it's
really
nice
love it though. I really want to show it
wrap the
because
cable and
it's so
keep
cool.
it clean.
So yeah, we connect this USB-C cable right there into Keylight Neo. And then I also find like this helps it like sit flush here so it doesn't go side to side. And then I definitely don't see the cable in my setup. But then when you want to take it portable mode, you can go ahead and wrap this up. Or if you just have a lot of slack, you can go ahead and wrap that up too. So that is really cool detail. Like I feel like it didn't necessarily need it, but I love that it has it. I find it to be super useful, keeps it super clean. And then if you find that you need a little bit more slack, we also included this extension cable here so that you can basically just have more reach, with your USB cable. Sometimes it's kind of hard to reach your motherboard. So with this, you basically are able to extend. Ta-da. First try. Look at that. How long is that? That's very long.
It's quite long. Yep.
You hold that. Here. Look at that. It's wider than our FOV.
You can use it as a laundry line. You can hang all your laundry from it.
Don't do that. Probably. Like the no hanger sign that they have on the fire sprinklers? We should put one of those back there.
And then you have the monitor mount here. Now this mount is going to be very similar also to what comes with the cameras. This thing is super sturdy, really well built, and it just has all of these different little like adjust points. I love these monitor mounts.
Yep. So obviously super easy to mount. Just attach here and then turn this right here. And then there you go. There's Keylight Neo. It's that simple. And of course, the same control that we showed before. I don't know, honestly, I don't think we have too much time to dive into it. It's exactly the same.
We can just really quickly show it. So once you can either connect it via Wi-Fi or USB to your computer. So here we have one connected via USB, which just means that you have all your controls. There's no pairing necessary. It just automatically shows up. You will also notice that depending on the USB port it's plugged into, there's a maximum amount of power. So in this case, the brightness is limited to 40% just because it's in a USB A port. But if you type it into a C port, plug it into a C port or any other port that provides more power, then it can go brighter. And yeah, you can control it via Control Center, or of course also Stream Deck here through the Control Center plugin, right? We've got Keylight Neo, and check that out. It even changes the icon there to the Keylight Neo. So that's Keylight Neo. That's the Keylight Neo in black there. The black one is on sale. It's only the white one, but just for demo purposes, that's what it looks like when you have it on a monitor next to a webcam there, kind of for reference. Keylight Neo in white is currently on sale for just, what is it, $38 on Amazon. It's 47% off right now on Amazon.
Such a good deal.
It's again, I don't know if that's intentional or not. I'm sure our salespeople in the background are fuming right now that we're even talking about this. But you know, I haven't gotten any messages yet.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe
I've been
it's
checking
right.
Slack.
Maybe
I mean,
it's
I think
wrong,
they're
but-
sleeping because of Europe, so
Oh,
get the deal.
Catch sales team sleeping. But yeah, so that is lights. We have our key light, which you can see behind us. We have the Keylight Neo. And I think we're now going to talk about Prompter.
Yeah.
Which is going to be awesome. And we're going to have a special guest come on for that as well in just a little bit here. So before we do that, though, should we just go over real quick some housekeeping? We do have a giveaway later in the live stream here coming up. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be a Facecam Mark II. And then also, what's our live stream schedule looking like?
Yeah, so obviously today we're talking cameras and Prompter. Tomorrow we'll be going over everything Prime Day, also Capture, which is big deal if you're interested in capturing GTA 6 gameplay for streaming and recording later this year. Definitely join in tomorrow to learn more about that. But also if you have any general questions, we also have another Spanish stream coming. Si hablas español, quiere entrar al stream con nosotros, hablar, preguntar preguntas, pueden, join tomorrow on June 26th, 2 p.m. UTC. Sorry, my brain is not in Spanish mode right now. It's like a flip that has to switch, and it did not switch right now.
Warum nicht Deutsch?
There's no German stream tomorrow, so put the
immer
German
in Deutsch
away.
streamen.
Put the German away. It was today in the morning. So if you also wanted to catch any of these VODs, if you speak French, German, Spanish, Portuguese, and you want to see the VODs, they're available on our Twitch channel, so make sure to check those out. And then obviously Prime Day in Japan has different dates, so make sure to check out those 2 streams in July. And then we also have a giveaway going over on our Twitter for a Marketplace neon light. The tweet says it ends in July. It doesn't. It ends in June, so we'll make a little amendment there. But if you want to enter that giveaway, it ends tomorrow for that really nice Marketplace neon light back there. Also, join our Discord. We run giveaways there as well, and we also have fun contests and stuff. It's also a great place to share photos of the products that you buy right now during Prime Day. So make sure to join, and our awesome Discord community will give you cool, tips and advice on your products, maybe help you out if you have questions. And also, they can ooh and ah at your setup when you share it in the Flex Zone. So cool. Also, some of this merch you've been seeing. I want to bring out one more real quick.
Something, can I model it? Okay. I was told no.
Model this, show feet. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, you do it. No.
No. So we're currently testing out some new merch. So that's definitely a reason you'll want to join the Discord because if you participate in Flex Zone or if you become a member of the month for being an outstanding member of our community, you have a chance to win some cool. Get out of my bag. Get out of the bag, bro. There's a time and a place. You're taking it back. Okay.
Just look at how clean this hat is. I actually love this.
We're currently testing this out. Some of our members of the month have already seen some of these items. So, for example, a really cool pair of Elgato socks.
Definitely the front is the best here.
I agree. All right. For example, this one we really love, so we may start giving that one away to members of the month and Flex Zone winners, as well as some extra contests and stuff. So make sure to join our Discord. I just wanted to bring these today to show you a little preview of what's coming. Why is it like that?
Why is what? Like this? Bro, you don't know modern hat culture, okay? You got to be able to like... What's up, dog? Yo, what's up? Yo. All right. You want to know about prompter? All right.
Is that a New York accent?
I don't know what that is. It's just something.
A chocolate covered malt ball? You want some coffee?
Oh, God.
And give me the hat
All
back.
right.
All right.
Put the hat in the bag and
We
let's
already
go.
determined
All
Phil's
right.
not getting that hat.
I do like it, though. It's nice. And I hope you guys also get it.
Yep.
Okay. What are we talking about next?
We're talking about UpDog. Do you know what UpDog is?
What's up, dog?
You're going to leave me hanging? You're not going to dap me up? Put the clip farmed. All right, anyways, we're talking about Prompter, and yeah, there you go.
Okay. Do we have a clip to play first, or are we just jumping right in?
I mean, we can do either. Do you want to play the clip first?
I think it would be good to just play the clip, and then we'll jump right in. So we have a clip from, is it Knackers, who's actually been working on some pretty cool projects around Prompter. So take a look, and then when we come back, we're going to talk all about Prompter, and also you're going to get a sneak peek at an entirely brand new software experience that we've been building for Prompter that's going to be coming up very, very soon. So we'll see you in just a couple minutes. Okay, I need to use the...
This right here is the Elgato prompter, and it's a teleprompter. Aside from a camera and a microphone, this has to be one of the most used pieces of equipment in my content creation journey. And it wasn't always that way, because getting used to reading your own scripts off of a prompter can be a little challenging at first. A teleprompter is a device usually made out of a couple of main parts. A screen that displays the scripts that you wrote and that you're reading. There's a piece of glass that sits in front of your camera lens that uses the reflection of your words that are on the screen up onto the glass so that you can read the script. And then there's a shroud, like a housing, if you will, that your camera sits right up against. The magic of this setup is, even though your camera is looking through that piece of glass and the LCD screen is the source of the reflection of the words that you're reading, those words don't show up in the footage at all, even though they're technically blocking the lens. So your script just rolls on by as you record. Nobody suspects a thing. Personally, I own 3 of these. That's how much I love them. And not only because they're my favorite thing to kind of disassemble and modify and enhance, but because it really makes the content creation process so incredibly efficient. Using the prompter, it requires you to write a script, and writing a script requires forethought and planning. And the more that you write, the more that you get better at it. And the more data you have that you can review after the fact, the more that you can improve those skills along the way. How you write a script might not be the same as how you necessarily read that script back. And it can sound a little strange. And reading a script in front of a camera, as opposed to just speaking off the top of your brain, tends to sound a little robotic at first. So some of the practice that needs to happen is learning how to introduce some of your more natural speaking tendencies in your speech when you're reading. Once you get that down, it can be extremely quick and easy to get an idea from your brain into a script and then on camera. And because it becomes easier to read the script without making mistakes, your editing process, your turnaround time becomes faster as a result. There are 2 things about recording content that I used to absolutely hate, but forced myself to accept and eventually love. And you should too. The first one is monitoring my own voice in my headphones while I'm recording. I know you're going to hear that and you're going to hate it. The second is batch scripting and recording your videos. Once you get over the hump of that second one, it becomes very easy to line up 6, 7, 10 short form scripts one after the other and just knock them out really quick. Now, if this were just a regular teleprompter, that's where the awesomeness would end. But because this prompter ties into the Elgato ecosystem, you now have all of this other hardware and software functionality that tie this product into that ecosystem. You can't see it from this angle, but I keep a Stream Deck Plus mounted, kind of floating right underneath my tabletop. And this is my main setup, so this Stream Deck is connected to a PC, the same PC that this prompter is connected to. I can quickly adjust margins, the text size, I can change the current position of the script, and the speed at which the text is scrolling. And you can just use the manual scrolling if you want to, or you can use Voice Sync, which uses the microphone to listen to your voice and then automatically scroll the script based on your speaking cadence. it is just going to automatically move it as you're speaking. The prompter screen acts as a secondary display. So if you want to put other things other than the script up on that screen, you can. This is super handy for if you're doing video calls, because it means you can put the person that you're talking to right there on the screen. And so when you're speaking and you're looking at them, it looks like you're looking at them. Truly one of my favorite and most necessary pieces of gear. I don't know what I'd do without it.
All right. And
right.
what a
Yeah.
fantastic video from Knackers. Thank you so much for that. And some creative ways to mount and to use Prompter.
Yeah. He's
Um,
always testing it out, coming up with so many cool things. And actually, a little birdie said that they may end up on Marketplace very soon. So stay tuned. Soon TM.
I think he might also just have them already
Yeah.
on like his own kind of platform or wherever. So make sure you check out Knackers on X, or I think it looks like he also has a website there,
Yep,
Nightbot.
it's linked in chat. So make sure to
So
check it out and also drop them a follow. Thank you so much, Knackers, for that awesome video.
yep. All right, let's talk about Prompter here because it is on sale. Before we jump into it, I want to show you guys where you can find that and how much it is. So let's take a look here. We've got Prompter. Prompter itself is on sale for 35% off. You can find that right on Elgato.com or by just browsing Amazon, which brings that price down from $300 to $200. So you're saving just about $100, which is an incredible deal. Hey, at that point, you might as well pick up a Facecam Mark II, which is like 114, and then you have a prompter and a camera, which is pretty cool. So Prompter at $200, that's 35% off. We also have a couple bundles that are not on Amazon. These are just exclusive to Elgato.com. So we have this Prompter mounted bundle. This is going to be everything you need to get going. You just bring your own camera, basically. So it's the Prompter, the Master Mount L, the Keylight Neo Black, and Cold Shoe. You know, we just showed the Master Mount L as part of that Keylight setup as well. So if you saw that clamp pull, then it's that same one. Or you can also get the Prompter with a Wave Mic Arm LP, which is pretty cool. You can move it around, get it out of your way, and then bring it closer to you when you want to use the Prompter. So these bundles are available at Elgato.com. You can just add these to cart there directly or get the Prompter individually from Amazon. Show of hands in chat. Who knows what a Prompter is and or has one? And now the awkward wait for chat to respond because of the stream delay. No.
Yeah.
No, would love to see though. Who of you already have a prompter, or kind of do you know what it is? All right,
Ooh.
Zeldin says has. Agent Dave have. Zinc NP Zinc says, I think that probably means
That's a little hand
has.
raise.
Liu Mao says no, not have. Okatak, I don't.
It's
I
like a
want, I
poem
know it,
happening right
yeah.
now. No, not have. I know it, do want it. Know what it is, has one.
Have one
Oh.
up point.
Awesome.
All right, very cool. Well, a lot of you have it. For some of you watching, I'm sure this will be the first time you see it. And so, well, first of all, what is a teleprompter? So a teleprompter has typically been something that's used in the broadcast industry, specifically for news. If you've ever seen how a news anchor can talk to the camera while at the same time reciting, the news that's going on for the day, then they're using a teleprompter. In fact, we're using a teleprompter right now. This is a piece of equipment that goes in front of the camera, and it reflects a screen below it, and you can read that screen. And the camera can also look through that screen at the same time, or can look through that glass at the same time. Think of it a little bit like a two-way, or rather a one-way mirror in like a police TV show, right? When they bring someone into an interview room, you can look in, but you can't look out. It's a little bit like that. The camera can look in, but you can't look out, and what you see is your own reflection, or in this case, the reflection of the chat. That's what we're using right here. We actually have a Prompter XL setup. So I can read the chat here, right? I can see Okatak, I can see Texas Haas, MG Photo saying have one, Bounty Hit saying, the little up arrow. That's all coming through, and it still looks like I'm looking at the camera. So how does this work in practice? Well, we have a prompter right here. This is the one that's on sale. And we've got this side profile going on here. The way this works is you mount the camera behind the teleprompter here, and it looks through the teleprompter and looks at you, and you're going to be over here where Burrito is. At the same time, there's a display down here, and that display is pointing up, and there's this reflective, let's see if we can show this, there we go. You can see there's this reflective glass. And so that the text or whatever is on the display is actually reflected then by that glass there. And so you would take a camera. Maybe we have the Facecam Mark II somewhere that I can just put back there as an example. So you would take your camera, it would look through the back of the prompter like this, and you can then read the text at the same time. So that's a little bit of how a teleprompter works. You can think of it as just like a fancy display that a camera can look through. Um,
You'll see it's reversed here, see, because this is a mirror. This
yep.
is not a screen. I feel like that's a really common misconception. So this is actually reversed into the mirror so that you can read it.
And so that's how a teleprompter works. And so, why would you use one? Well, again, for that eye contact. We spend so much time online talking to each other, either in a live stream or on video calls, doing presentations, training material, whatever it might be. And talking face to face is always great, but online you lose. I mean, there's a huge barrier in front of you and talking with other people, and that's the digital world. So how can you bring that connection just a little bit closer? And that's through keeping that eye contact. We actually had a great segment. We had a great guest on recently on a live stream that we did on LinkedIn with Phil Libin from a company called Airtime. And he was talking all about the science, because there's actually some science behind why we as humans, why our eyes are the way they are, why we look at other people when we talk to them, why we also look away, what it means in terms of trustworthiness, and so much more, which is pretty cool. Yeah, there's a lot that goes into why you would want to use a teleprompter. Our prompter has a couple unique tricks up its sleeve, and we've done a couple things to make it really easy to use in your setup. So let's show you what you get with the Elgato prompter. The first thing is, well, we actually have it on this Wave desk stand here. It does not come with this. This is just so that we have it mounted here, but maybe we can also just take it off quickly. And I'll just disconnect it there, and we'll show you what you get. Because the prompter works with pretty much any camera out there, any webcam, any typical like DSLR camera, it's going to work. Ooh, look at that. That's big brain. I hadn't actually thought of doing that before. Super cool. All right, let's get this out of the way. And so this is the prompter. This is what you would basically get in the box. You have your display here. It's already attached. You have your glass here, and that's already attached as well. And at the back of the prompter, you have what we call backplates. Now, this is the universal shroud backplate here, and that's held in by these two screws. And this is interchangeable or replaceable because there are multiple different ways that you can put a camera on here. The universal shroud, this cloth here, is going to be, that's why it's called universal, is going to be the most compatible one. Basically, you can take any camera, you can stick it through the back of prompter, and then the shroud will simply cover it, so that way it blocks all the light and you can see, what's happening on the glass here at the front. We also have some other back plates that come with the prompter that give it some compatibility and make it sleeker with other webcams. For example, here we have the Facecam 4K backplate. Now, what this enables is that instead of having to use that universal shroud, this backplate actually enables the Facecam 4K to just slot right into it, and it creates a much, much cleaner setup. So the way you would exchange the backplate is, as you saw, Brito takes off those two screws. You take the new backplate, and you simply slot it in. I'm going to do this reverse. There we go, like that. And then you take those two screws, and that holds the back plate in place. The next part of this is going to be the L bracket. So you see there's another hole here to mount something, and what goes there is the L bracket that actually holds the camera or the webcam in place. That's going to look like this. So this is your L bracket here. And there's going to be two sides to it. One side that attaches to the prompter, and the other side, this top side here, that attaches to the camera. And so that simply slots in. There's some like guiding kind of rails, and then once it's in, you can move it up and down, and then use the screw to tighten it, like so. There you go. This is where you're going to put the camera, and the camera is going to look through this backplate here. Do we have that Facecam 4K? because then we can mount that. Of course, you'll need to take whatever webcam you're using, you'll need to take the monitor mount off because you're going to attach it to this L bracket at the back. So here we have a Facecam 4K, and since we have that Facecam 4K backplate here, it simply kind of slides in there and attaches really nicely to the prompter. I'll show more of a side angle there, and it kind of perfectly sits in there. Now what you'll notice is there's a bit of a gap here with that L bracket. Well, not to worry, because you can simply slide the L bracket up. The other part is going to be there's a second screw here, and this screw is then what holds the Facecam 4K in place. So I'm just going to mount that or bring that in there. Loosen the L bracket a little bit. And you try to do like a couple things at the same time here, but let's see if I take this, move that like that, and we have that working. Yep. We have the screw. That's going to hold the Facecam 4K in place. And then we also tighten the L bracket. And there we go. Now you have a prompter fully assembled. The camera is looking through the back here, and that's what it looks like from the front. The next steps here would be then mounting the actual prompter to a stand. So this could be a tripod, this could be a Wave desk stand, a master mount, or a Wave mic arm. So we'll just bring that back here. Wave mic arm, or rather the Wave desk stand here. And at the bottom of the prompter are going to be two mount points. These are really just optional for you. What they do is they change, where the prompter is mounted, which also changes the weight distribution. So if you mount it more in the middle and you have a camera on the back, it's going to be, more even weight. If you mount it more at the front, you also have that option. This might be useful if you're using a tripod or something like that. But then you simply take the prompter here and then connect it like so. In the case of the Wave desk stand here, it also has a locking nut. So once the prompter is screwed in, it doesn't need to be all the way, but you can lock it so that prevents it from moving around. And finally, you also want to tighten. That way the prompter doesn't move down. And there we go. Now it's on the mount. And of course, the final step would be then connecting a USB cable. So in the box with the prompter, you get a 90-degree angled USB-C cable. This is a really nice touch that our team thought about because you don't want that cable. Typically this will be mounted behind a monitor or something like that. You don't want the cable extending and going out towards your wall. So instead now this just keeps it really nice and clean and plugs right into the prompter like so. With this mount here, with the Wave desk stand, you also get some silicone cable ties. Again, this is a separate purchase, just want to make that clear, but you can use this to also get make the cable management nice. So yeah, that's the prompter now connected, and it will start to turn on. Of course, I don't have the webcam connected right now, but that's okay. We're just showcasing the prompter here. The rest of the setup is now done in the software. So let's take a look at what the Camera Hub experience is like here. So when you get your prompter today, inside of Camera Hub, you'll see there's a tab here called Prompter that'll activate. And here you can control all of the settings of your prompter. So you can turn it on and off. You can change the orientation of the monitor if you want to. You can adjust the brightness. So
Can we get the PTZ on it?
Let's see. So we have the brightness adjustment here. We have contrast. So those are just some of the basic settings. But where it gets really exciting is going to be the content here. Let's see if I can move this over. There we go a little bit. So you have three different modes that you can essentially operate the prompter in. The first one is going to be the display mode. So in display mode, the prompter literally is just another display. In fact, look at that. I can move Camera Hub onto the prompter. Now, it doesn't just need to be Camera Hub. I could take an application like OBS and move it onto the prompter, right? It's just another monitor. This is where you could also put your chat then, for example. You could put a Zoom call, a presentation, whatever it might be, you can put that onto the prompter. The second mode is going to be the text mode here. So this is where Camera Hub includes a full text editing suite. So you can put your scripts in here, right? We've got one here. We've also got a welcome script that gets you going. You could put, let's say, a sponsor read or your YouTube script. It could be notes, right? If you're doing a podcast, you could say something like, topic 1, and then topic 2, and then something like that, right? And this will put it, you can see it's appearing right on the prompter. You also have lots of options here for things like the font size, the margins. So especially if you're reading a script, right, and you want to make sure that the margins, that the text doesn't go too much left and right for eye movement, then you can adjust that here. And you have a lot more like text background color and more. Now, typically with a prompter and when you have text, the way that the text will scroll is just at a constant speed. So once I click go here, it just is going to scroll at this speed. However, one of the really cool features of Camera Hub is a feature called Voice Sync. What this does is it uses AI and machine learning to read the script and to also analyze your voice as you're reading it and then move the script for you. So this does require an NVIDIA RTX GPU or an M1 or better Mac. And let's see, I don't think we actually have a mic connected right now, do we? We do not. Maybe we have a Wave Neo or something like that we can plug in. So we'll show that off in just a second. But yeah, you have a bunch of options there as well. In terms of the scroll speed here, you can do chapter scrolling. You can change the scroll speed. You can highlight the text. And we have a mic coming in. Awesome. And then I can show that voice sync feature because this is really cool. This is actually how we do all of our YouTube videos now. So if you ever watch a YouTube video that I'm on, that Burrito is on, or Sean, or anyone from Elgato, where it's long form, then that's going to be scripted content on prompter, and most likely it's going to be using voice sync. All right. So we've got the Wave Neo or Wave 3 connected here. We just go through and make sure we have it set up right. And okay, let's give this a shot. So voice sync, you'll want to make sure you have a mic selected. And if I click on play here, let's see. Ready to roll the camera, whether it's a video script or talking points. Actually, is the status, is it on? I can't see.
I can look.
Is
Getting
it?
ready.
Oh, it's getting ready still? Okay, so it might take a second to actually get ready for the first time.
I find if you make a new script that's a little shorter, it also helps.
Let's see.
Get faster. Oh, it's
Oh,
inactive.
it was?
Inactive.
Okay.
Inactive. Sorry, I didn't see it.
Let's just try that one more time. Otherwise, we will move on because there's also something pretty cool to show after this. Let's see if it activates. This here, we don't need that. Well, if it doesn't, that's also okay because we have another software demo in a little bit. But okay, so you have voice sync that'll scroll with your voice. You have the other mode where it just scrolls normally. And the final mode within for the prompter is this chat mode. So here you can enter your Twitch chat, and you'll see if you guys actually type in chat right now, it will pop up there. So why don't chat? You want to say something like hello, test. Look, Mom, I'm on YouTube. There we go. Look at that. So you can see the chat coming in there. So this is just a mode that you can select in Camera Hub. You can add your own channel in there, and it will start showing up the chat, which is pretty cool, alongside all the colors.
Yeah, it's so nice. It has the emotes and the badges. Like, look at all of those Prime Day badges in chat. Love to see it. Even
cool.
Animated emotes too.
So yeah, that's the prompter experience. You have the Camera Hub software, which you use to choose how you want to use the prompter. Either again in its display mode, where you can just put any window on it, any type of content. You can have the text mode here, or you can have the chat mode. And then from that, it's just you look at the camera and you start either speaking naturally to your chat or you start reading your script. Of course, there's also Stream Deck integration. So when you have Camera Hub installed here, you can control your prompter settings with the Camera Hub plugin. So we'll go over here to, do we already have it? Yep, we have it here. So Camera Hub. So you can see here we've got a bunch of different actions like prompter display here. So to change some of the display settings like power on off, you can change the mode. So I'll bring the Stream Deck Plus over here. You can also change the, so in this case here, you could toggle between, let's say, the chat mode and the text mode. You can also change the appearance. You can, start, stop the scrolling here or change the scroll speed. And of course, some of this stuff also works with dials. So we head over to dials. We can see here, there's things like the prompter scrolling again, or the prompter appearance. You can change the font size there. You can change things like the brightness, and also there's the prompter control here. So this is, for example, if you're in a script and you need to scroll back, and we do this, right? If I mess up, for example, and I need to scroll back in a script, let me make sure it's in the script mode here, in the text mode. So now with the Stream Deck, I don't know if it's actually coming up on camera. There we go. It will, there we go. Let me change the step size a little bit. Try now. There we go. So you can use the Stream Deck Plus dial here to scroll on your script, which is pretty cool.
You can also use it to play your script, of course. Do you have this? Oh, you have it on.
It might be pretty slow.
Yeah, you have it on voice, I think. Switch it to con.
There we go.
Yeah. So now if I press play, you can see I can control it. I can also go ahead and stop it. I can also tap on the touch strip. Or not. I can use the button.
Yep.
And then I can also adjust the brightness. I can adjust the font size. So you can see that's getting bigger and smaller. So, if I decide I need a little more help reading, I can do that. I can also adjust the scroll speed. So let's say I start my script and I decide to do that. And I'm like, oh, that's actually a little too fast. I can actually adjust it while the script is going, which is really nice to have that control basically, as you are doing it. Yeah.
So that's Prompter. It's a combination of hardware and software that makes it really easy to interact with your viewers, your audience, makes it easy to read a script. It's taken our own productions from sometimes taking, an hour to just get through a script and multiple takes to, all right, we do one take and then we'll do a second safety take just to have as backup, but that's it because it's just all on the prompter. It's all right there.
Makes a huge difference for live streams because you want to be able to keep tabs of everything. Maybe you're playing a game on your monitor. Maybe you have OBS, all the way to the side. If you keep looking that way, to read chat, it's just not like that great of an experience as a viewer. This basically makes it easier for you as a streamer to keep tabs on chat without having to worry about losing, your main monitor space, but also, have a great experience for your chat where you're making that eye contact. It just feels more personal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, have there been any questions? I see a lot of hearts.
A lot of hearts,
like
not a lot of questions. So
Okay.
if you guys have questions, make sure to use !Q in the chat. No questions too simple. No questions too advanced? Question mark.
Yeah.
So just feel free to ask anything you want to know about Prompter. If any of you guys are on the fence about Prompter and you have questions, or maybe you want to hear some more, use cases and stuff like that, just let us know.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Teaching chat how to be comfortable with eye contact. Yes.
That is.
There's only one way to get used to it, and it's through exposure. So.
Well, actually, using a prompter is a little bit of a skill in and of itself because, of course, you can then, when you're using it, just lock in right on the camera and just stare. You never blink. You just, you're maintaining eye contact. You're staring into your viewers' souls. That's also weird. So you can train yourself to have more natural interaction where, maybe you look down a little bit, maybe you're showing something on a screen, then you look up again like, hey guys, now I'm talking to you. Now I'm looking away again at this thing that I'm presenting over here and I come back. That is something that, might not feel natural at the beginning, but as you use the prompter more and more, and as you also train these skill sets, then it will become much more natural for you and also more comfortable for your audience. Because, when you're having a conversation, you typically also don't stare into someone's soul. Unless you maybe really like them or something like that.
That's definitely not what I do.
No?
So bad at eye contact. I wish we had a camera angle for that. Something
Yeah.
you also might not have considered. I mean, if you do presentations often, you have slideshows, you can put that slideshow on prompter, and it basically looks like you know all the numbers, all the metrics, all the information on your slides, but you're actually just making eye contact with your audience. Makes it a super seamless and easy way to do those great, presentations, maybe join meetings, put your Zoom meeting on there. You can see all of, all the guests on your call and be able to basically talk to your customers or your clients really professionally. It's a great experience, whether you're streaming, doing presentations, reading scripts, or really anything.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so it looks like we have 12 Pack 96 has a question here.
It's a future product
I mean,
kind of
it's a future
request.
product, but what is it? I'll allow it. Have you 12 Pack 96 asks, have you ever considered doing a Prompter Plus or something that's in between a regular prompter and Prompter XL? I think Markiplier recently suggested it. We're always looking at, what new products we could make or, what's out there and also listening to your feedback. We have found that this form factor of basically this 9-inch display and then the 15-inch one for the XL is the sweet spot. The smaller one, this prompter here, it's really a personal prompter. The idea is that it's for you in your own setup at your desk. The larger prompter, the Prompter XL, is with that 15-inch display, is meant for a studio or production setup. In fact, that's again what we're using right now. So it's a much larger screen. You can have larger text on there. I don't know if a middle form factor there would be that useful because it would start getting too big to use at your desk, but it's too small to use in a studio.
Yeah, like
Uh,
Prompter XL is like the perfect size for two hosts right now reading it. If we added like a third person over here, we're starting to hit the upper limit, I think.
yeah,
And I can also be far away too. We actually had tried using Prompter originally before we had Prompter XL for these streams, and that was definitely more challenging.
you
But
can see us like squinting
at
and
home, I
stuff
would
like that.
definitely not want a Prompter XL on my desk. That would be too big for me. I know some of you guys will do it, but for my desk setup, it's pretty narrow. I definitely like having a prompter for that. But yeah, that's why those two use cases, they're very different. But Prompter XL is a great fit for something like this, and I think Prompter is a great fit for something like your desk at home.
And
Yeah,
you can get it for just $4 right now on Amazon during Prime
basically
Day.
$100 off.
It
of
literally is
Prompter.
$100 off,
Um,
which is enough
yeah,
to maybe pick up a like a Facecam Mark II, for example, or if you
or
put in a little
three
bit,
Neos,
or three
Facecam
Neos.
Neos.
Yeah. Uh, we have another question. I think. Where was it? Uh,
Is
Oh, is
it
it
the
possible?
possible? Yeah.
Yeah, the Apple Freak. Is it possible to use the prompter screen standalone as an external display? The prompter screen is attached, so no, you wouldn't use that. You wouldn't separate it from the prompter. However, when you plug it into your computer, it just looks like another monitor. So you really can just put a YouTube video on there. You could put a website on there, right? It doesn't matter. It just is another display to your computer. The magic of how we're displaying this text here and the chat, that's done via software. So at the end of the day, really, your computer is like, oh, there's just another monitor, and our software is putting the chat and the text on there.
Yep. Matcha.
Matcha Orchada asks,
Prompter is HDMI or just USB? It's just USB-C. It's a super simple one cable connection. Then you also have to consider obviously the cable for your camera, which is separate. But as far as the display goes, it's just USB-C.
yep. We found that that's actually really nice because most graphics cards these days, especially desktop ones, they have one HDMI. If you have laptops, they often don't even have an HDMI anymore. So just using a USB connection makes it really simple to set up because it works out of the gate with any Mac. It works out of the gate with, Windows PC. So
Also, less cables.
yeah, that too.
Um,
And just more USB-C. We love USB-C here.
Yep. And then we have a comment. Have you considered making your products use Ethernet or power over Ethernet for power instead of Wi-Fi and separate power supplies? Well, Stream Deck Studio actually is PoE.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
There's difference. Something like Ethernet and PoE gets into the in terms of the technicals there. It just gets into that more technical area of like broadcast. For our essentially more consumer products, like say a prompter, well, we just have that USB connection. You see with the Keylight Neo, also the direction that we're headed, right? That's also powered via USB. So that's something that we've been exploring more is, how do we utilize USB more because it's nicer. It gives you some, flexibility. It could be powered via your computer, a battery bank, or if you want, the full power, then you connect it to a something like an iPhone charger, for example. So USB for our consumer devices, USB is definitely what we're looking at. For our pro and like broadcast gear, like the Stream Deck Studio, that's where you'll find things like Ethernet and PoE. And
Yep.
yeah, we have the network dock for Stream Deck as well that turns it into a network compatible device. Yeah. All right. Well, if there's no other questions, then I think it would be, what do you say? Should we show Elgato Studio 2.0?
I think before that, since we're still talking about Prompter real quick, to show those backplates on Marketplace from Appleson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you guys are interested in actually getting backplates for different cameras, different webcams, those are on our Elgato Marketplace, which is pretty cool. So you can 3D print those, or if you know someone that has a 3D printer, you could send them the file. So to find those, you can just head to Elgato Marketplace. And you'll see right on Marketplace here, there's a 3D category on the left. And if you scroll down here, you'll see 3D print files for Prompter. These are going to be the like base files for some of our cameras. And then there's also these community files here. So let's go to the print files, and then let's see, it's Akosin who has them, right? Yeah, here we go. For example, if you have a Logitech Brio, hey, totally fair, then you can 3D print this backplate here, and that will make it compatible with or that'll give you a really nice clean setup with the Brio. Of course, if you have a Logitech Brio, you can use that universal backplate. That works totally fine with the cloth. You just drape it over. But if you want this really nice clean setup and absolutely no light coming in, then you can 3D print this. And I believe this is also part of our Prime Day sale. So if you do want to get this 3D print backplate, just the file, of course, you still need to print it yourself or get someone who you know that has a 3D printer, then you can save 20% on this right now, which is pretty cool. And Akosen here has created a couple. So there's some different ones here, like there's also the Stream Cam. If you know how to make these files, then you should absolutely also become a marketplace maker, upload them. We also have more coming. I believe Knackers in the video he showed, some of the stuff he's been working on. He's talking with our team, and those are also going to be up on Marketplace. And there's also other places. There's other websites where people host these types of files. So there are many ways that you can get these backplates for Prompter, for different cameras, or there's also always that option of the universal backplate with that, or the universal shroud with that backplate. So,
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
So that is Prompter on sale right now for Amazon Prime Day. And we do have a video I think we should watch before we run the giveaway. Right after this video, we'll go ahead and get that giveaway started. But we do have a video here from Kiwi, who's going to show you Facecam 4K, and I love her setup. Her video quality is always so good. So I think this is really cool. If any of you guys are planning on ordering a Facecam 4K, if you already ordered one or if you have one, check out this video from Kiwi.
Hi, I'm Kiwi on the Sticks. I'm a Twitch ambassador and an Elgato partner, and I've been variety streaming since 2019. Elgato has introduced some really innovative gear to the space since I first started streaming, and that's really encouraged me to keep being creative and to focus on evolving my setup into a space that reflects my creativity more and more. And one of those pieces that I use every single day is actually the Facecam 4K, which I'm using right now. And I want to share with you guys some tips and tricks that I know and different ways that I work it into my setup. First things first, let's talk features. Facecam 4K has an Elgato Prime lens, a fixed focus type, and an up to 90-degree field of view. Now, Facecam 4K isn't only for streamers. If you have lots of work meetings that you take on Zoom, or you just want to hang out on a video call in Discord with your friends, you can use it for that too. Elevating your visual storytelling is possible in the software too. If you have an NVIDIA RTX GPU, you can tap into additional features like face tracking and even background effects. You can also utilize things like pan, tilt, and zoom control, manual exposure, cinematic LUTs, and advanced noise reduction. The Facecam 4K is the first webcam of its kind to accommodate a 49mm lens filter. Lens filters are helpful because they change how light interacts with the lens, so you can actually take that visual storytelling a step further. Now, this polarizer that I have will actually make this a little bit darker. Let's see. Voila! Can you see the difference? Facecam 4K works with the Elgato Stream Deck, and it also works with the Elgato Prompter, all of which I use every single day. Right now I have the Facecam 4K clipped to my monitor, but usually I got you way up there in the corner. In my streams, I love being able to switch up my camera angles and to be able to switch to a wider shot so you can see my entire office, and the Facecam 4K is what I use to do that. It's the perfect camera for me to put so high up in my room because if I'm standing up and I'm jumping around or causing a lot of ruckus on the floor, I don't have to worry about the camera coming crashing down because it's lightweight and it's compact and it stays nice and secure on the ring light. When it comes to webcams, your lighting is everything. So my lighting of choice is actually the Elgato key light and the Elgato ring light. Making sure you're really well lit will only improve the quality of your video. If you're wondering where you can even put your Facecam 4K, you can of course clip it to your monitor. You can also secure it behind the Elgato prompter using the attachments that come with it. Or you could put it on something like a mount, a mini mount, or even the low profile mic arm that I have my microphone on now. Or you could even just be adventurous and hold it by hand and take it wherever you want to go. The world is your oyster. One of my favorite parts about having the Elgato Facecam 4K is the fact that it actually sprung forth new ideas in my head about what I could do. And I really value the spontaneity that comes with that.
Thank you so much, Kiwi, for that awesome video. And if you guys aren't following Kiwi, I really don't know what you're doing. So there's a shout out in the chat. Make sure to follow. Absolutely amazing, amazing streamer. Always high quality, both visually and quality wise, and also the content. She brings the energy. Absolutely amazing. So thank you so much, Kiwi, for that wonderful Facecam 4K video.
All right. So we just showed you the prompter, and if you have more questions, please drop those in the chat using !Q or just like that as well. And we showed you Camera Hub, but we've also been working on a new software experience for Prompter. When we originally launched the Prompter, we had our Camera Hub software, and Camera Hub primarily was meant for cameras, and it kind of naturally made sense. Okay, well, this is where the Prompter experience should also go to. Thing is, it was never really, Camera Hub is all about bringing video in, and it was never really made so much to send video out or basically work as a display with Prompter. So we've been working on an entirely new experience, and this time in Elgato Studio. I want to show you guys a sneak peek, and I mean, it's a little bit more, but basically a early overview of Elgato Studio 2.0. This is going to be the experience that you can look forward to when you get your Prompter, when this launches in beta in a couple weeks. And there's also something pretty cool that we're planning for those of you that don't have a prompter yet. So let's take a look here.
World premiere.
Oh man, I have that. Yeah.
World premiere.
So yeah, for those of you who are here, you're seeing this. It's technically the second time, but it was only in the
second world premiere,
the live stream. But okay, so this is of course Elgato Studio. If you have a capture card, you'll know it. Right, you can bring your capture card in here. You can record video. We're also adding a entire prompter experience right into Elgato Studio. What you'll see here on the left side is a scripts tab, and in here is the entire new script experience. So one thing that we heard is that you want more control over your scripts. You want them easier to write. You want the editing experience to be better. You also want a more standardized format. And so that's what we're doing. So the scripting experience has been entirely overhauled, and it now writes in just basic Markdown files. So if you've ever worked with Markdown, you'll know what that means. Creating a script now is a lot easier as well. So I'll go in here, I'll just create a new script, and you'll see it almost has a web browser-like interface. I can start typing in here, hello and welcome to Elgato Prime, Elgato's Prime Day deals, right? Something like that. And what's really cool about this is you now have all of the text formatting that you would expect out of a word processor. So you have all of your different paragraph styles, right? Quotes, lists, different headings. You have your, I mean, just regular text. You have bold, italic, and underlined, right? I can turn this into a heading here. I can add all of these different things. I can even turn something into a hyperlink if I wanted to. And so this just makes editing your script a lot easier. Everything is also a block. So for example, if I type some text and some more and I need to move stuff around, I can also just drag and drop it, and move stuff. So everything is a lot more seamless. It's a lot smoother. It's a lot faster. You can also just do slash here. So this is something you might be familiar with if you're coming from tools like Notion or Confluence or any of these, right? You just type slash and then you can say, okay, I want to add a new heading. And then this is a heading. It's awesome. It's really cool. There's also some information at the bottom, like how many words, characters, blocks, and an estimated read time, which we're trying to, get accurate. And these scripts are just saved as markdown files. So of course you can rename them. If I want to write another one, I can just start that in here. And these are just tabs that are going to be open. There's also an outline you can see here that's based on your heading and more. In the script overview here, you'll see all the scripts that you have. If I right click, I can also just go to open file location and you see these are just markdown files, right? So this is like the Elgato Studio 1.1 script. This is just a markdown file, so I can also edit this just in a plain boring text editor. Or, of course, for many of you, you might be using AI tools like Claude or ChatGPT. Those, of course, can also edit these in something like Cowork. So if you're using that to help write your scripts, it can just access this markdown file in the folder right here, which is pretty cool. Then there's the prompting experience itself, or rather the prompter. So I'm going to go in here. And again, this is an early alpha version here. So the actual prompter itself isn't showing up. But what you have now in Elgato Studio is the ability to create virtual prompters. I'll go in here, I'll add a prompter, and this is the prompter experience now. The first thing you'll notice is that you get your own preview of the prompter. So if you've worked with other people who are using a teleprompter, you'll know in Camera Hub, you don't actually see where they're currently at in the script. Well, now there's just a duplicate view of what's on the prompter right in front of you. So you get a preview of where the prompter is. This is the virtual prompter window, which is an entirely new feature coming in Elgato Studio, and that is virtual prompters. So you can take your own display if you have one. It could be your laptop display. Maybe it's a little side monitor, something like that, and you can put a prompter there. This prompter can also look a couple different ways. So let's see here. That setting is under, and it's so new that even oh yeah, here we go. So you can choose your type. So you can set it to floating, display, or notch. Notch is pretty cool because what this does is, and this is useful if you have a webcam or a laptop, is it puts it right at the top center of your monitor, right where your webcam would be. So now if you have a script, for example, we'll do these release notes here. Let's change the appearance of it a little bit, or maybe the text just is that big. But essentially now you'll see it scrolls right under your webcam without, and that way you're not looking away as much from the camera. It doesn't appear, and it's easier to kind of look up at the camera and then look down at the script, look up at the camera. So that's really, really cool. It also shows you there's like a little completion bar here, right? How complete you are on the script. And all of this is subject to change. So if you don't like this, maybe you can move it, maybe not. Again, everything you're seeing here is still in alpha. You have a lot of these different settings here. So you can highlight your text. You can change your reading position. There's also a countdown before the script starts scrolling for you. So for example, I'll go in here. You can see it's counting 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That way you can get ready and then it starts scrolling. Now, another thing, what's up? It is. The next thing is, let's see. Actually, let me change the appearance here, the line spacing, paragraph. Oh, here we go, font size. Let's change that down a little bit smaller. Yeah, we'll do 14 here. The next thing is, so that was the constant scrolling. We've also entirely reworked voice sync. So it's now using a model that we've trained ourselves. It's much more accurate, it's much faster, and it also works on virtually all systems. So you're no longer limited to just an NVIDIA RTX GPU on the Windows side or M1 Max. Specifically on Windows, if you have an AMD GPU, Intel GPU, it does not matter. Voice sync will run for you. And again, it's been entirely rebuilt from the ground up to be more accurate, to be faster, and it works wonderfully. So let's see here. Can I turn off the timer? We'll turn off the progress as well. And let's go ahead and try this. So we've got voice sync selected here. The mic in is going to be the Wave 3. Bring this in front of me here. And we'll click on, and again, this is beta software or even alpha software, so some things may work or may not work as expected. This is also why we're going to do an open beta in a couple weeks here. But I'll click on go, and you can see it's now active. So what you're seeing on screen, richer colors, deeper shadows, highlights that don't clip. This is Windows only for now and requires a compatible Elgato capture device and GPU that supports HDR. So you can see it's much faster, and if I made the text smaller, it'll actually be easier for me to read more lines, right? If I do the spacing a little bit closer together. HDR recording. HDR recording settings use H.265 or AV1, which brings us to the next feature. Now you have full control over how your recordings are encoded. Quality, adjust bitrate, push it up for the highest quality captures, dial it in or dial it back if storage is tight. So that's voice sync. It's faster, it's easier, and what's really cool in terms of performance is it also requires less performance. In fact, it's now CPU based instead of GPU, so it uses, and it's super, super efficient. In general, this entire experience has just been reworked, as you can see here. So that's the script mode. There's also the display mode. That's your typical just display, right? It just shows you here, okay, this is your primary display. You might have a secondary display, your prompter display. What's also changed quite a bit is the chat experience for Twitch. So let's go over to the chat mode here. And right away, what you'll see is now it's not just Twitch, but you also have YouTube and Kick. So Elgato Studio is going to now support multi-chat from multiple platforms with Twitch, YouTube, and Kick starting off. You simply sign into your account, and then those will show up right on your prompter. The other cool thing is because you're signed in, you can even have it display your viewers across all of those different platforms and combine at the same time. You then, of course, have all of your controls here as well. And yeah, so I'm super excited about that because you can finally bring everything into the prompter experience here. You don't have to, use it in display mode and then open, like a web browser, pop out the chat, etc. Everything you're seeing here also just works really, really quick. If you've used Camera Hub, you'll know that every now and then it can chug a little bit, right? It can be a little slow. Here you can see as I'm switching between these different modes, it's incredibly fast. It's incredibly fluid. Cute little animations everywhere. Everything is really quick. It's really easy to use. So that's the new prompting and Elgato Studio experience. And this virtual prompter, we're going to do something really cool with it. And that's going to be that anyone can use the virtual prompter. So even if you don't have a prompter, you can still set one up. Again, it could be a side display. It could be this notch mode right under your webcam. Anyone can use the virtual prompter for free. Of course, then the question is, well, okay, we have to make money somehow. How's that going to work? Well, it'll probably be with voice sync. We're going to integrate that with our marketplace. You have a prompter, if you buy the physical one, then voice sync will stay free for you, and you can use that. So that's a quick look at Elgato Studio 2.0. I'm super excited about it. It is sort of what we've kind of envisioned the prompter experience to be from day one, and now that's becoming a reality. This will be in your hands in a couple weeks, sometime in July when we get this out in open beta. And we're very much looking forward to all of your very constructive feedback, which I'm sure you'll have. Our team has been working really, really hard on this.
Yeah, and a quick reminder, this is an early preview. So I did see e.lga.to one. They said they set up their prompter last night. Super impressed. Didn't know about voice sync. Well, now you do. You can do that in Camera Hub. That is a feature that you can already access. But as far as those other logins, yes, you did only see Twitch because right now on Camera Hub, there is only Twitch. But what Phil just showed is coming soon. Will be available in an open beta in a couple weeks. So yeah. Really need to remember that is coming soon. That is not what is currently available. What is currently available is what we showed earlier on Camera Hub.
I think this is really cool also and speaks to the Elgato DNA is that you might buy a prompter today or you bought a prompter, what, has it been 2 years at this point that it's been out?
Yeah.
Just about. And we're still evolving the software experience. The hardware is getting better every day, or sorry, the software is getting better through these experiences here like Elgato Studio 2.0 that we're adding new features to, new functionality. So even if you bought your prompter 2 years ago, where it started with just that Camera Hub integration that was pretty basic, now you're getting an evolved software with new features, new functionality, making it even easier and more powerful. And we do that across all of our product lines, across Stream Deck, across the cameras. We're always looking to have that tight-knit integration between hardware and software. And when you buy a piece of Elgato hardware, you're not just purchasing the hardware one-off, you're actually investing into the Elgato ecosystem that keeps evolving and growing as you do as well.
Yep. George says they bought stuff for Prime Day. They got 2 key lights. Nice. You're going to be very evenly lit. Prompter. Awesome. You're going to be able to read scripts and chat seamlessly while making eye contact. Stream Deck pedal.
Very
now,
cool.
when you combine pedal and prompter, that's a killer combo right there because you'll be able to start and stop your scripts. You can, move between chat and script mode without even needing to use your hands. So all hands-free control there with pedal and Wave Mic Arm LP, which is an amazing mic arm. So that's
They
a
were
great,
actually in
great
chat
upgrades.
yesterday, if I remember correctly. So great to see that you're back, and definitely send us a picture of when those products come in and when you've got them all set up in your setup.
They did say that they plan to set up the new Ultra Luna Insta360 on Prompter. They'll make a video about it.
Oh, I've heard that's a pretty good. That's the new gimbal based camera, right? I feel like I've heard that's pretty good.
Yep.
The guys over at Insta360 are pretty cool too. They have a Stream Deck plugin. So if you have an Insta360 camera that's connected to your PC, you can get a Stream Deck plugin.
Yeah, with your new Stream Deck pedal, you can control that.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing. I'm not sipping on anything, Chris. Thanks for asking. But I'm pretending I am.
More stuff just came out. Where do you keep getting more stuff?
They just keep giving me more stuff. What do you guys think? Do you like the mug? You want one?
Do you want my honest feedback?
Sure. Yeah, this is the first time you actually see it.
I think it's got too many icons on it.
It
would be so much cleaner if it was just the Elgato
But we've
logo.
already had that before. This is like a limited style of like the ecosystem.
Pat, what do you think? I mean, it's really not it's your opinion that matters, not mine. So
well,
what do you think?
I guess since you don't like it, then I should keep this one for myself then. I got you an accurately sized one.
Hang on.
You don't even want it. You don't even, Chris, come over here. This one's for you then.
All right, this one goes to our tech director. He can have it.
No. Yeah. Since Phil doesn't like it. He can get the plain logo one.
I'll take the hat.
Yeah. Well, I just kind of want to know your feedback on these items really quick because we are testing out some new community merch so that we can do, obviously, prizes for Flex Zone and members of the month on our Discord, which you should join, but also like different giveaways and stuff like that. So you see, I am now wearing a beanie. So we have a new beanie of this little ecosystem motif. So this is something that I'm currently thinking about for like the next couple months of prizes. We can have these nice, embroidered icons. Look at that. So cool. We've got Stream Deck, we've got video, we've got audio, we've got capture.
How
Would
would
what?
someone get one of these if they were so
I
interested?
I
Is it through Flex
He's
Zone,
not
through other
listening. He's
giveaways?
not listening to me. I already said that.
I'm trying
I
to
already
make
said that. He not listened to me. Anyways, here's socks. Check this out. The chat heard me. They listened. You don't. It's okay. We got embroidered socks here. We again with the ecosystem motifs. And then if we do these, you also have different sizes. So this one's a small, and you would also have an option for a large sock. And then we have this like jean distressed look with the ecosystem. And Apple Freak is already familiar with this one. I'm just showing you all the ones I sampled because I kind of just want your feedback. I'm not super stoked with this one with this design, but I definitely like the hat itself, maybe with a different design in the future. Then we also got this water bottle. I wasn't super stoked with the quality. Apple Freak got to try it out, and I think you liked it, but I want better for the Elgato community. So maybe something similar to this in the future, but not this one in particular. But yeah, I kind of want to hear your thoughts on the designs. If you guys could have one of these, which one do you think you would pick? What do you like, not like? I already know what Phil doesn't like. That's okay. I don't need your feedback again. It's kind of like the hat is on Prompter. There. You can store your hat on Prompter.
Prompter's a pretty cool guy.
Little known feature. You can do that.
Yeah.
So
Very cool. Well, you can look forward to some new merch then as well
Yeah.
that you can win through various different ways that Brito has already mentioned.
Yes, already mentioned, and I'm not going to say it again. I'm going to quiz him later. There's a poll Jasmine has in chat. Make sure to vote on that on Twitch. And then also, if you want to join our giveaway that we're going to start here in about maybe 10 or so minutes, make sure to join our Twitch chat because that will only be on Twitch chat. The beanie hat you love. You like the dad vibes with Prompter with that hat. It does have dad vibes. I like Phil's hat only. Okay, but you want specifically Phil's hat. That's what you mean, right? I love the new hat. I know that you got one. I'm glad that you love it. Some more members of the month got an early preview. Black socks, not white. I'll see if that's possible. But I do know that white socks are trendy. All the Gen Z are wearing the tall white socks.
Yeah.
The Nike ones. Community's loving the big mug. Good to know. Good to know. I have the poll here.
We also have a question here from
that one's got a lot of votes.
Geo Games 27. What is the maximum quality offered by the 4K Facecam under optimal lighting conditions? That feels like kind of a subjective question. Like, what do you mean maximum quality? We showed it earlier. Maybe I can also pull it up here again. Let's see. Do we have the ability to do this? I think so. If I pull up Facecam 4K here. Yep. So here we go. This is Facecam 4K. Yeah, we can kind of tweak the settings here a little bit. Again, we're in a pretty harsh lighting conditions here. You can see it's a very bright room, which is why certain areas, if I expose properly for my face, it looks a little overexposed in the background. That's just how it's going to be for now. But yeah, I think it looks fantastic. It looks really good. The colors are accurate. It's punchy. You have all these settings here that you can manually tune and tweak. So yeah, that's Facecam 4K.
Yep. All right. Well, that being said, can we do one more look maybe at our deals in case anybody missed it earlier? Kind of talk about what we got, and then after that, I'll remind everyone about our stream schedule.
Chat, while we do that, has anyone here watching picked up did you buy anything during this actual live stream? Would love to know. Or if you haven't, are you thinking about and which product? Let's see here. I can move the way. All right. So while you guys do that, I'm going to go over the deals again that we have here. So little pro tip is if you want to know exactly what's on sale, head over to Elgato.com because we have all of the products listed there. And it's right on the homepage. So you don't even have to search for it. You can just go to Elgato.com and it'll take you right to your region. We, of course, have our featured deals here like Prompter, Stream Deck Mark II, 4KX, and Stream Deck Plus. These are going to be our, these are some of the biggest and best deals we have. So, for example, Prompter, we've been talking a lot about that today. You can get it for 35% off, which saves you about $100 here. So you can get it for just $203. It's actually the #1 bestseller in prompters right now. So thank you for that. That's awesome. And of course, we have the Stream Deck Mark II in black here. And when you want to get something, just click on Buy on Amazon. It'll take you right to that page. You can get a Stream Deck Mark II in black here for just $108, which is also fantastic. We have 4KX, which is great for capturing PS5, PS5 Pro, Xbox Series X, gearing up for the busy game launch season this holiday season in November. Of course, GTA 6 also comes out. So you can get 4KX. And then we also have Stream Deck Plus in black. Of course, we have many, many other deals on all of pretty much our entire product line. Something is on sale. So we have Stream Deck Mark II in white and black here. You can save up to 25%. You can save up to 25% on Stream Deck Plus, white and black as well. We have Stream Deck XL on sale for 25% off and Stream Deck Mini. Then there's Stream Deck Neo in white here for 35 and Stream Deck Pedal up to 30. Let's see how Pedal, what that brings it down to. Wow, $66 for Stream Deck Pedal, which is pretty cool. So yeah, if you want a 3-pedal, basically Stream Deck, then you can get Stream Deck Pedal for just $66 right now. Moving on, we, of course, already covered Prompter. We talked a lot about it today, showed you that sneak peek of Elgato Studio 2.0. So if you buy the hardware today, you're getting a better software experience in the near future, which is very cool. We have Capture. Our entire Capture lineup is on sale, everything from 4K S and X to 4K Pro and Camlink 4K. 4K S is great for Switch 2 and the Xbox Series S for those kind of 1440p/4K consoles. 4KX is great for the PS5, PS5 Pro, and Xbox Series X. And then we also have 4K Pro for kind of the highest quality capture. That's an internal PCIe card that goes inside your desktop PC. And this one you can get for 25% off. If you want to turn any camera into a webcam, we have the Camlink 4K here. You just connect the HDMI from, it could be a DSLR, it could be like a GoPro, DJI, whatever it is. As long as it has an HDMI out, you can basically turn it into a webcam. And then I see there's a quick question from Gio Gomez as well. I want to answer just while we're here. Which 49 millimeter filters can be used on Facecam 4K? Well, virtually any of them. As long as they're 49 millimeters, they'll attach to Facecam 4K. Keep in mind, though, some of them are going to be like longer. Like if you get a zoom one or something like that, it might be longer. And then the Facecam 4K may not be able to, stay upright on your monitor mount. Typically, that's not going to be a problem with most of them. But it's just if you get a really heavy or a bigger lens filter, then yeah, but otherwise, all of them will work. All right, moving on here, we have our mic arms. We talked all about these on Monday, so go check out the live streams there. The VOD, we have Wave Mic Arm Pro and LP, both in white on sale for up to 20% off and 30% off, respectively. Then Wave Mic Arm LP here in black and Wave Mic Arm Mark II, which brings these down. I mean, especially let's check out Wave Mic Arm LP, which is always a fan favorite. Also just 60. Man, we got to call this like maybe the like sub $100 like sale, because we're bringing a lot of stuff under $100. These mic arms, these cameras, stream decks, a lot of stuff is under $100.
This one was already $99.99. Nobody tell him that.
Listen, I'm just saying. Then we have mics here. We have Wave Neo in white and Wave DX. If you like the sound of what you're hearing, well, this is Wave DX going through a Wave XLR Pro. This is the sound that you're going to get if you connect your Wave DX to, for example, an audio interface that has the WaveFX processing on it. Then we have Wave Neo here, which is a great entry-level USB microphone that also comes with voice focus inside of Wavelink, making you sound really good. We also had a impromptu ad read, and it just sounds great from Brett. If you want to check that out, I think we have a clip. This one's just
tomorrow.
$60, so 33% off. Really, really good. We have cameras. We've talked all about cameras today. So we had that Facecam 4K for 25% off with those. You can attach lens filters to it. It just looks good. You have Facecam Mark II here, up to 35% off. That's Burrito's favorite camera. The colors are just impeccable. And then we have Facecam Neo, which is a great starter webcam that gives you good high-quality 1080p 60 video. Lighting, we also talked about. We have Keylight Neo here for 25% off. Which brings it down to something like, also, I love all these tabs, $134, so 25% off for Keylight Neo, for Keylight. So you get that clamp mount, and this is going to light you. If you get this, I don't know if you're ever going to need another light. At least, you get one of these, you're going to be good. You get a second one, you're pretty much set.
Yeah, I like that quote. This is going to light you.
Yeah.
Keylight. It's going to light you.
It will light you. And then we have some stands for Keylight Neo here. Keylight Neo you'll find on Amazon. You'll just need to go and look for that one yourself. That one's 47% off right now. So if you want a really good light that connects to a USB, mounts to your monitor, check out Keylight Neo on Amazon for 40. It's literally like half off, which is pretty cool. We have furniture, Embrace, Burrito. What do we say about Embrace?
We embrace it. We embrace it here at Elgato.
We don't have a saying for it, but
let
nice one
Elgato
on
embrace
that.
you
Yeah.
at your setup with Elgato Embrace.
You can get 20% off Embrace. This is a great chair. We've been sitting in it every time we've been live streaming since it launched. So
Actually,
many
before
hours.
it launched,
Even
we were
technically,
secretly using it before it launched, and sometimes we'd turn around and the little logo would show, and nobody said anything. I was like, I can't believe that we got that by you guys. Oh my god.
Yep.
That happens sometimes. You
So
never know when.
we have Embrace here. You can get that for $420 right now.
16% off?
16% off.
Bro.
Yep. And then we have some Elgato.com exclusive bundles. These are going to be on Elgato.com, not Amazon. So you just scroll down on our site, you click add to cart. You can get a prompter bundle. So if you like what you saw today with prompter, then you can get the bundle here either on a Master Mount L, so that pole that we showed earlier, also with the key light, or you can get it on a Wave Mic Arm LP, and then you get a little bit more flexibility and maneuverability. If you're looking to upgrade your audio, we also have full audio bundles here. So this is everything 0 to hero. This gets you going. You get the Wave DX, the XLR cable, a Wave Mic Arm LP, and the Wave XLR Mark II with that Wave FX processing on board, all for just $280. So you're pretty much set there. You can also get it in this other style with the Wave Mic Arm Mark II for $299. We also have it with the Wave 3. So if you're looking for a USB mic, sounds slightly differently. This is the Wave 3 Mark II, so it also has that Wave FX processing on it. This is going to be also available with those two different mic arms for $220 and $239 respectively. Finally, well, actually, technically not finally, there's one more thing, but after that, we have the Stream Deck Plus and XLR dock bundle, and check it out. It's still on Burrito's Cosmic Dial set here in white, so you can choose between the black Stream Deck Plus and the white one. You get the XLR dock Mark II, so that turns your Stream Deck into an audio interface, also again with Wave FX processing. And don't forget, you can add a free dial set here. So you can get a red one, or you can get blue dials, or again, Burrito's favorite is this cosmic one, which I think they're like individually dipped basically. So they all have different,
They're
slightly
all
different
unique.
look.
It's super cool.
And then finally, if you have a Stream Deck, or if you're looking to pick up, say, some icons, maybe a profile, head over to Marketplace. We have been working with our makers, and they are doing some discounts on their products on Elgato Marketplace. Everything from plugins to screensavers for Stream Deck, audio effects for Wavelink, even Wavecast itself. There's also scene collections here for OBS if you just want to get started quickly, Wavecast for dual PC audio, and more. Just use code Prime Day during checkout. There's going to be a section for coupon codes. Enter Prime Day, and for any of these eligible products, you'll get 20% off your purchase. And that covers just about everything.
Yep.
All
That's
right,
it.
repeat it
That's
all back
everything.
to me.
All right. Well, no, I'm kidding. That is all of our Prime Day deals. They're running until the end of the day tomorrow, so make sure to lock in. And if you're looking to upgrade your setup, now is one of the best times to do it. Saving a lot of money. That's the best thing you could possibly do, right? I like saving money. You like saving money?
I do.
Yeah. All right. Then there you go.
Guilty as charged.
That's
Officer,
me.
that's
you know,
me.
that's me. You know what? Tomorrow, when you run through the webpage, because we've done it a bunch of times this week already.
Mhm.
We're doing it different.
How are we doing
I'm
it?
gonna be reacting. No way! Oh my god! 40%. It's gonna be annoying. Oh, it's gonna be really annoying. They found the giveaway. They found it. Well, that was fast. Yes, we are going to be. We're going to be giving away. Actually, we are giving away right now a Facecam Mark II, which is, like I said, my favorite webcam. So if you, as I see you already are, interested in entering that giveaway, make sure to read our terms with exclamation point terms. You have to be older than 18. You have to be following. You have to be present when we draw the winner. And we also have limited regions there. So make sure, we won't be able to send you the prize if you don't follow those terms. So make sure to follow the rules.
Your name does not need to be Mark. Even though it's the Mark II, you don't have to be named Mark to win.
I don't think anybody thought that.
One person did.
Did they actually?
They
All right.
wrote it. Chat is having fun.
All right. Find my Zen. And you can find your deals at Elgato.com. So make sure, today, tomorrow, go to Elgato.com to shop deals. Tomorrow, we'll be live again at 10 a.m. PT, and we'll also have a stream in Spanish in the morning. So if you're interested in joining to learn, like you can see from the giveaway keyword, a recap tomorrow. We'll be going over all the deals. We'll be answering all of your questions. Also just sharing some additional thoughts and stuff about the deals, and also a giveaway tomorrow. So we can see that stream schedule, because we'll be live tomorrow at 10 a.m. PT. And for Spanish, that will be at 2 p.m. UTC if you would like to watch the stream in Spanish. And then Prime Day in Japan is later in July. So if you would like to join those streams, that's on the 7th and the 13th at 10 a.m. UTC. And if you want to check out any of these VODs, they're available on Twitch. For our English ones, they're also on YouTube. And yeah, awesome. Make sure to also follow our socials, because we do share information about those deals. We've been sharing posts all week long for Prime Day. We share, information when things are coming up. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Join our Discord and share your photos of your setup in Flex Zone. Join our Reddit. Lots of smart people there. I'm not there. I'm
That's
not
where
smart
I hang
enough
out.
to be
You'll
there.
find me. You'll usually find me on Reddit. So if you wanna chat on there, or if you have questions or whatever, that's where I hang out.
Yep, and that's also where you're going to be able to see more information about the Elgato Studio open beta coming up.
That's where we're gonna post all the beta info.
Yeah, which I'm so excited for. I can't wait to talk more about that, and also to see your feedback. All right.
Chibi Miharu says you're super smart, Burrito. I don't know why. Just
all right. You know what? I'll take it. We take those. We take those W's. We take those.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
enter the giveaway recap tomorrow in the chat. It's only on Twitch, so if you are on YouTube and you'd like to enter the giveaway, head over to our Twitch channel and type recap tomorrow in the chat. We'll be drawing the winner in a couple minutes.
Couple minutes? What do we do within those minutes?
Any final thoughts? What's your favorite deal so far that we've covered?
That's a good question. What is my the prompter one for $100 off? That's pretty cool.
That's a really good deal. And I know some people have been thinking about Prompter. Maybe they already have all the other parts of their setup, but they haven't considered something like Prompter before. This deal is the perfect time to start considering Prompter for your setup, because almost $100 off is huge.
Yep. So $100 off there, which is enough to then, hey, you could pick up something else, or you can, save $100. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
Your prompter is going to get better also, again, very soon, thanks to that software update. And, we're doing the same thing with audio too, right? Wavelength 3.0 is out, and you can use it today. When you get your Wave Neo, for example, you can use voice focus there, and we're adding some also cool new features to Wavelink. That I actually I don't know, can I sneak peek that too?
I mean, if we switch,
might as well.
Look, if we accidentally switch to the demo PC and you accidentally have it open and you accidentally talk about it a little bit, then no one's gonna be mad if we accidentally show something.
All right, wait.
By accident.
I actually need to just
okay, you need to accidentally update.
I need to accidentally. It's like that.
A lot of accidents happening here.
You guys know that clip of the guy who calls this hotline, and it's this fasting period for I get who, and they're like, yeah, it's some was it falafel fell in my mouth and I don't know what to do, and it's kind of what I accidentally clicked on the mouse and I'd accidentally
yeah, you're accidentally leaking a software update
for chat. Yeah.
Oops, accident. But also, yeah, that's another benefit of following our streams, which I hope you guys are doing. Subscribe to our YouTube, follow our Twitch. We do also like to show this stuff to you guys because we like to hear your initial feedback. We also like to kind of get it on your radar so that some cool new things are in the works, which they always are, by the way. Oh my God, this year is going to be so busy. Whew.
All right.
You guys aren't ready.
So what if we accidentally switched over to our demo PC here?
Shoot.
And oh my gosh,
wait, Chris,
what is this?
Why'd you accidentally? Well, I guess we should show it now.
Our tech director's Stream Deck. Whoa, wait, is the Stream Deck audio here going into a channel and then it's going out to some mixes? And
I'm pogging.
If I click on headphone 1, I can see everything going in there. That's crazy. There would be no way that to tell that Spotify is being sent to both headphones and the stream mix.
Pause. If you hit 4KX, there's no way that's going to show you where it's routing, right?
Oh, wow. It's going to headphones and to the Camlink Pro here. That's pretty cool. So now I know how I can, where I can route my my audio to. So and
Whoa.
where my audio is going. That's pretty cool. All right, you got
Delete
your.
the VOD.
Did
Delete
you
the
get your
VOD.
Stream Deck fixed, Chris? Oh, look, it's fixed.
Ah.
All right, we're back.
You guys didn't
Yeah.
see anything, right? Pinky promise, you didn't see anything? You guys didn't see anything.
You didn't see
You
it.
didn't see anything. No. No clip, no clip. Wait, no. You didn't see anything. All right.
Okay, should we do that giveaway? Enough yapping.
Clip alert the clip. All right. We have fun. We have fun. If there's one thing we have here, it's fun. And
And
savings.
I was gonna say Prime Day deals.
Oh yeah, we got Prime Day deals. Especially that Secret Keylight Neo deal. That's almost 50% off. That's wild. All right. So, you guys are entering the giveaway. What? I'm showing this to my mom. You know what, Leah? I'm sure your mom is going to be stoked for the new Wavelink update. I show her.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyways.
Okay, let's do this giveaway.
The giveaway. You guys are entering. This is your last chance to enter. If you would like to enter for a chance to win a Facecam Mark II, type recap tomorrow in the Twitch chat. We are about to draw the winner. Make sure that you've followed all the terms, that you are eligible to enter the giveaway. And make sure to follow because we will check. And if you are not following, I'm going to be depressed and we have to re-roll. You're going to make me sad. And I don't want to be sad, okay? So make sure to follow our Twitch channel. And then, like I said, we'll see you again tomorrow.
Yep.
See you again tomorrow for our recaps.
We're just covering everything. So if you have questions tomorrow, come in. It could be audio, it could be video, it could be, capture. Doesn't matter what it is, Stream Deck. Come on in tomorrow, stop on by. It is the last day of Prime Day in many regions. So, it ends at 12 a.m. Pacific that evening. So make sure you come on by tomorrow. If you got something in your cart that you're like waiting or you're hovering over that, add to cart button. We're here to answer your questions and
Yep. Oh, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
meme tomorrow. Like I'm just can we make that known? I'm memeing tomorrow. I'm already ready to bring out my Ash Ketchum voice, like Pikachu. I'm so excited to shop these deals. Oh my god, is that Keylight Neo on sale? 47% off. Oh my god, can't wait to upgrade my setup. That's not even doing my Pinkie Pie voice yet. You don't want me to do my Pinkie Pie voice.
All right.
This Wave DX does not want me to do my Pinkie Pie voice. All
It's
right.
time for Burrito to go. Let's do this giveaway and
It's
then
time
eat
to
some
run
food.
the winner of this giveaway.
Here, Burrito,
So
you need some food.
if you didn't enter, well, too bad, because I'm gonna draw the winner in 3, 2, 1. The winner is Apple Freak.
No way.
What?
What?
That's awesome.
So I'm really happy for Apple Freak.
Well, that's what Apple Freak is always here. Always
Yeah?
enters the giveaways. It's playing the odds game.
Damn.
That's
Well, okay.
awesome. Congrats, Apple Freak. I know you're following. I know. We don't even need to check.
You also already have their
Atlanta.
address, right?
Yeah. We're good. All right, we're done here. We're signing off. Tomorrow. No, Chris is doing the Alan voice tomorrow. I can't do the Alan voice. I can't do any Smiling Friends impressions, unfortunately.
Congratulations to Apple Freak again.
Yeah, congratulations. You won a Facecam Mark II.
And congratulations to everyone who's watched for more than 3 hours because you
guys
all
really
get the
win.
Prime Day badge. So that's that exclusive badge that you get. The last day to get that would also be tomorrow. So make sure you tune back in
Yeah.
and watch for up to 3 hours. And
Easiest giveaway of my life, bro. That was so
Yeah.
easy. We're done. That's it.
it's almost like it's rigged.
We're done.
All right. With that being said, everyone, thank you so much for joining. We are ending it here. Do we actually have someone to raid? Oh, Burrito's already done. She's like, I don't know. I don't care. I don't know. I don't care.
I'm already halfway out the door.
Wait, you're back. But yeah, thank you everyone so much. Again, if you have questions, come on by tomorrow. We're going to cover everything. Make sure you tag us when your products come in. Amazon does ship very, very quickly. And
we're rating Thormangander. So thank you guys so much for joining. Make sure to say hello to them. They work, they are an Elgato creator. So if you have, additional questions, they may be willing to answer them for you. But you can also just see their gear in action. So join for the raid. You could do the raid, the little raid thing and then Elgato raid. Let's go say hello and make sure to drop them a follow. Thank you guys so much for watching. And we will see you guys tomorrow to recap Elgato Prime Day deals.
have a good one.